across 7 lanes to get to 826.
Right.
And that backs up everything right there for the people that are going down the Grat.
But what do you think? You think we get trained today? Like she got Old Faithful
Train.
Homeless person was a little too aggressive at the curb. Like, what do you think is the thing pulled over? What do you think the thing we get today is?
Pulled over. That would be new.
Pulled over. She hasn't used pulled over.
That's good. Yeah, you have that. You still have that.
You still have that in your arsenal. You have pulled over. You have
pretty good.
You know, stray dog runs into the street. I had to stop.
I have my excuses when I get pulled up.
Oh, hello.
Come on, pull over.
So we were debating what was going to be your. That is for my guy Parks and Rec. That's for you.
Yes.
Swaggy swag. Yeah, that's for you.
Very kind.
Sweet.
Yeah, my boy Alex does great work, and he wanted to send us some swag. He loves the show. We were debating what is your. There was no traffic today. Why? Like what the late walk-in? Were you hobnobbing? Like what happened as far as like the late walk-in? We didn't go with hobnobbing because it's not like a super late, but it is late. So we were just debating: was it a pullover today? Was it a train? Because it was very light traffic. I got here at like 9:15 today. Leroy was here at like 9:20. Wow. Frog Boy was here at like 40.
Which
so
is
we were just
early for me.
Early for Frog Boy. So I was just curious.
She is early.
I am early.
For her.
The show hadn't started when I parked.
No, it did.
For her.
We were already having discussions.
So you were hobnobbing.
Yeah, it has to be. Slow
well, there's no way it
walking?
takes you 6 minutes to get here. Like if the show hadn't started.
Look. That elevator, though.
Yeah, baby.
Hey, wait.
That one.
Didn't have that on my bingo card.
Didn't have that one.
Let's think about this.
Which one? The central elevator or the far elevator?
I hate that elevator.
Which
it takes
one?
Forever.
The central elevator or the far elevator?
The central.
Oh,
so here's the deal.
My car doesn't even
I don't
work.
even,
for
I
that.
don't
Here's
even
the
have
deal.
access to that one, Jennifer.
How about
the
this?
central elevator?
Ooh.
Her troubles are getting closer.
Yeah, that's good.
More obstacles.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's exactly
more
what it is.
obstacles to go through. All right. We're just curious. Let's get to headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock with the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Tonight, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final between the Florida Panthers and Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drops at 8 o'clock from the Lenovo Center as these guys are rematching their Eastern Conference Final from 2 years ago, where the Panthers swept them, although their coach said they weren't swept. You guys remember that?
Vaguely.
He was like, we got beat, but we didn't get swept. I was like, well, okay, I get it, but
you know what?
It's like a sweep.
If I win and my team wins a series or anything along those lines, I don't give a rat's ass what his excuse is. I'm done. I'm done with you. I'm moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it took 4 games or 5 games, you can break all these games down to save face or whatever. I don't care. So whether he has, we were in every game. You know, we used to have, when you have teams that are struggling, here's what a coach will say. This happens in football a lot. 9 of our 10 losses going into the fourth quarter, we were within 1 score.
Yep.
Right?
That's
and they use that a lot.
For sure.
But that means you're not good enough to play a 60-minute game. So whatever that coach had for reasons as to why they lost, I don't care. You lost. 1, 2, 3 Cancun. See you later. We're moving forward. So
you still get sent to Cancun if you make the Eastern Conference Final. Like I feel like that's worthy of more of a better trip. Cancun feels like it's for the bums.
Ooh, okay. So
because like that's a prideful exit when you lose, when you're one of the final 4 teams.
Yeah.
I feel like we can't all go to Cancun. Cancun, I can't go to the same place that the Lightning are going to.
True.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So where do we go? Well,
like
do we
the
reserve?
Heat.
Think what's the next
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. something a little classier than I feel like Cancun. Cancun, I feel like is where the bums party.
Do they go to St. Lucia?
That hurts
then?
my feelings, but
No, you know what I mean. Like
love Cancun.
the regs, like
yeah.
St. Lucia, maybe?
Oh, St. Lucia. What about Sandals? One of those Sandals resorts. Those are nice.
No,
Hawaii.
you don't-
Sandals?
that's
don't think
like
they
a
need
couples
to-
thing, isn't it?
No, but like
Yeah.
Sandals is also all inclusive. Like these people have money. They don't need
Santorini. How about that? Or is that reserved for winners?
I don't know.
I think that's winners.
Yeah, where do you go on the winter's trip? Once you're done, we're just wherever you want.
Disney.
Capri.
I guess just
Oh.
Disney.
I'd rather go to Cancun.
Monte Carlo.
What about the nut?
Fancy. The what?
Oh, the nut. All winners go to the nut. Telling you.
Just don't like this.
Marlins got a walk-off
Oh.
RBI triple from Jesus Sanchez yesterday. They beat the Cubbies in an exciting game. They win 8-7. Nice win for the Fish, who
Pretty
are
amazing.
kind of
that
getting some things together.
They've had more walk-offs than any team in Major League Baseball.
Yeah,
While
well,
being 10 games under 500.
they're working their way up. They're only 8 now. They've been playing better. 3 out of
Look at
4.
that. Look at that.
Fish are playing better. Starting to come together.
What's
Starting to
interesting-
come together,
you-
Charlie.
You give Peter Bendix credit, we go on a losing streak. You
Mhm.
say, I should have given this guy credit. We go on a little bit of a run.
I'm gonna wait and see right now.
Yeah, that's probably
I'm just gonna wait and see. Because Jesus Sanchez, like he's legitimately, he's maybe one of the longest tenured Marlins. I'm not gonna give Peter Bendix credit for Jesus Sanchez. Although that Ramirez had another home run yesterday, back-to-back jacks to start the game. Fun.
Back-to-back jacks.
They hit.
Baseball has all the sayings.
What?
Piss whistle.
Yeah.
What's the thing? Bird's nest? No. Catbird seat.
Catbird seat.
That's not
Oh.
a baseball thing.
Oh, that's baseball.
That's not baseball.
They always say,
No, ducks on the pond is that's the bird saying.
oh, look at that. What does that
Well, in
even
your
mean?
case, if we speak your language, frogs on the pond.
Yeah,
Well,
frogs on the lily
Frogs
pad.
on the pad.
Yep,
That's fair.
that's you.
That's fair.
That's
Get
like a
that.
usual thing, though.
The lily pads are filled with frogs, folks. In the bottom of the ninth.
Chris Quinn has made the list of finalists for the Phoenix Suns head coaching interviews. So good luck to Quinn Cat.
Isn't that interesting? Someone sees him as a head coaching candidate.
Well, I think
He's
this is-
been
he's
the
like the
last
three
couple
rounds.
of years, right?
Yeah, and he's a finalist. So.
I'm going on Phoenix Radio later today. They want intel on Chris Quinn.
Wow.
Are you gonna call him Queen Cat?
Maybe we'll see.
You just have
Hard
to
to say.
listen.
Sneak it in there. Like, you know,
Phoenix Radio. He's a great coach. but-
Wait, a Phoenix Queen Cat.
Ooh. Like he's a great coach, but have you ever noticed he kind of looks like a Sphinx cat?
that's it.
Dude.
That's an ugly cat.
No. It's a glamour cat.
I
Prestigious.
don't
Yeah,
like
that's an
Prestigious
it.
cat.
expensive ass cat.
I don't like it. I see
Why?
nothing prestigious about it.
You wouldn't love.
You're
You're
Scooby?
not a cat person?
I was never a cat person until my cousin got cats, and I actually like them. But I think it's
Cats-
because they're trained or something. I don't know. Because I don't
can't
trust.
train
I
Wait,
a
don't
cat.
trust cats.
You can't train. A
Wait,
cat.
wait, wait. First of
You
all,
should see those cats. They're like dogs.
you have lost your damn mind if you think you're training a cat.
Well, go meet my cousin's cat.
Oh, so she says sit and the cat sits.
They be listening.
She's making that up.
She's making that.
Making
up.
that up
Weird.
100%.
That's
Think
like-
about, remember Scooby
Cats
likes
do whatever they want.
coats. She just makes things up
What
about
are you
animals.
talking about coats? He doesn't have a coat. He has a bathrobe.
Tonight is game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Minnesota Timberwolves and Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC is a 7.5 point favorite
Really?
tonight.
Wow.
8:30 is your tip off.
All right.
So there you go. We'll take a break. I'm going to talk to Randy Moller later on today's program.
Ooh,
He's going to stop by.
where
talk a
Mrs. Moller keeps the peanut butter.
little- talk to Randy. He'll call in. And lots more to get to here on the show. Back after this. All right, welcome back, everybody. Hey, Dirks Bentley is bringing his Broken Branches tour to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in June, and we got your chance to win tickets. Keep on listening to our show for details on how you can win. They actually got 4 of the inmates from the escaped New Orleans.
Wow.
Here,
So 4 of
escaped convicts.
6 remain at large.
Escape convicts. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but in all the shows that I've watched when convicts have escaped, the first thing they didn't do was get on Instagram. I'm just gonna say.
Well, I don't think they have anywhere to go. That's the thing. Like you escape.
It's Louisiana. No,
they don't have
there's
anywhere
nowhere
to go. Like they all got captured within New Orleans' area.
Right. Where you gonna go?
I don't know.
You can't. You're not even close to nothing to steal.
I feel like if I broke out of jail, first thing I'm doing is I'm getting to Central Florida somewhere, like in the middle of the sticks. I'm not staying in I'm not staying in my area code.
I'm city folk though.
I agree though.
If I escaped,
but
you're
out.
You cannot be a city folk while you're escaping.
I know. You got to live off the land.
You got to get out of there for a while,
right?
Dude.
Lay low.
Hey, I don't know, but I know what I'm not gonna do. Get on Instagram.
Somebody gets fired immediately, like the next day.
No, why?
When they get put LOL too easy on your jail cells, someone's getting fired the next day.
No, they don't control. I mean, all they do is watch them. They don't control the inner, how the jail works or the security.
You can't lose 10 inmates and nobody get fired. That's not possible.
And they taunt you on the way out.
LOL too easy.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, it's not too easy for 4 of them. I think. You want to know what I think?
Yeah.
I think they all collectively got together and figured out how to escape, right? But the 6 smart guys told the 4 dummies,
well, we don't know.
You go this way, we go this way.
So immediately after you're caught, you go from smart guy to dummy?
Huh?
You go from smart guy to dummy?
No, that's the plan. Listen, when you have a group, y'all doing some dirt, you always have to have a plan of who's going to be the fall guy in case something go wrong, right? So there's always going to be one guy that don't never have his name or any situation. Everybody else doing the work, and he just sitting back. So if they all get caught, he can say, I have nothing to do with it.
New Orleans says, looking for answers.
I don't need answers. My dad called me and told me this weekend.
A New Orleans parish jail maintenance worker was arrested on Monday in allegations that he helped facilitate.
Oh, there we go. Here's the other thing. People on the outside, let me just word to the wise. They're in jail. There is not a whole lot they can offer you to make you want to do anything to help them escape. Nothing. All they can do is make promises, and they're inmates. So how are those promises going to go? So this guy gets caught for helping. I don't even know what the benefits would have been.
No, maybe they were like threatening him.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Help us or, well, that's what I would go to.
Yeah, they threatened my life.
Yeah. And then they'll say, well, why didn't you go to authorities?
All the guys who are out, by the way, very, very violent crimes that they're at large for. So people are worried.
No, my dad was like, I got to get ready.
What are some of the crimes?
Of the guys who are still out,
wow.
One guy is convicted of killing 2 people.
Yikes.
And shooting 2 on Mardi Gras.
Oh, Mardi Gras.
That's not good.
That's a double. Wow.
Another guy is held on domestic abuse and vehicle theft charges with prior escapes dating back to 2007.
Oh, so he's
also went to jail for kidnapping and rape.
Yikes.
Mastermind. He already an escape before.
Yeah,
another guy accused of a homicide. So I guess he's awaiting a 2020.
Well, if you escape, is there any other way of saying, yeah, it was me?
Probably.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Another guy is charged with attempted second-degree murder, aggravated battery, weapons violations, obstruction of justice. Another guy was awaiting trial on burglary, drug, and weapons charges. And another guy is accused of murder.
Sounds
So,
like a peachy bunch.
The guy who didn't commit any like bodily harm, that's going to be the fall guy.
The guy, you mean like the guy who helped?
No. So all these guys are out for serious crimes.
Yeah.
The one guy just out on weapons charge. He ain't killed nobody.
No, he didn't kill anybody, but he did. He's just your run of the mill
Right.
criminal. He's got
And
burglary,
he's
drugs, and weapons.
So right now, they're sitting in somebody's barn, right? And he gonna take the fall because he's got the smallest amount of crime.
Man, that's crazy. One mother says that her and her family fled town.
Where you gonna flee? Where you gonna flee
Just getting
to?
the
It's
hell out of there,
Louisiana.
dude.
Where you gonna flee to?
I don't know. I don't know the lay of the land like you do.
I'm from there.
That's why I'm asking. Like, why don't you go to the swamps? Like, don't you go to where Poirier lives?
Can I just tell you?
I'm just asking.
They're gonna go to Ball
Dude.
Town.
I'd rather deal with the people.
You got to get out of the area code.
You got. Well, you can't go on Instagram.
Well, that's fair.
That's
Right.
the worst.
I think
So-
only one of them did
What
that
did
though.
he?
But
what did he
here's the
do on
deal.
Instagram, like, did he
Let-
post
I think he
something?
was like, from what I said, it's Twitter, so I can't keep up with what's all fact, but I believe he was just like, back with my guys, and they're like, oh, hey, that's the guy we're looking for. Like, they don't know who he's followed and doesn't follow, and so like people were probably monitoring those guys' Instagrams, and boom, we found one of them.
Instagram. You can have Instagram in jail.
No, after he escaped, he was IG living with his friends. But like, I'm sure he had an Instagram. Instagram's been around for what?
I know.
Instagram Live gets so many people in trouble.
Also,
Oh,
I've seen
yeah.
a lot of questionable jail videos too. They have a lot of things sometimes. They have like Instagram. I've seen cookouts.
Oh, that's true. No, you're allowed to go on like dating sites.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
love Love After Lockup. Huge fan of Love After Lockup.
Wait. You're allowed to go on dating sites
Oh,
while you're
yeah.
in jail?
Oh, yeah.
yes, absolutely.
Because
Oh,
you
yeah.
can go on the internet. They have internet.
Yeah, they'll pay your bills.
They want to keep the prisoners,
Current?
not current, just keep them occupied.
Yeah,
On a dating site.
for sure. If I give you,
You ever seen
the
Love
hope of
After-
love,
Like, here's the crazy thing. I watched one of these
Never seen
episodes.
it.
I watched an episode of
Mm.
Love After Lockup. Dude was cheating
Mm-hmm.
ooh,
while locked up.
yeah,
No, you know what I saw? There was a girl that got pregnant in jail because
oh, the
I
toilet.
don't know how they met, but they were transferring, body fluids through the vents. It
Oh,
was very weird.
Through the vents.
yeah.
Yes.
I did hear something about
They're
that
smart.
though. Like they had never met each other. They talk through the toilets too. You ever heard of that? Where they like drain the water out of the
Mhm.
toilets and talk through there. Strange life. Strange life.
A lot of Love After Lockup, though. They just have straight up calls. It's not like that. Do
Oh.
sneakies. Like they're just like, oh,
But
you
then
get.
they like
you get a
then
few
they
minutes.
get married and then they find out, oh, I had 3 of you while I was in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
One girl, there was one Love After Lockup. She's like, I just don't like normal guys. I like convicts.
Wow.
That's the thing.
I know someone like that.
She likes convicts.
Really?
Oh, the guy she's attracted to just did a stint.
It's not me.
Louisiana governor calls for an audit of the New Orleans jail.
Now,
I'll say.
Damage is done, my friend.
yeah,
Dude.
like you like. I love the way after 10 people escape, now we want to go get the records.
Damage is done.
Yeesh.
See that
he-
hole,
Trying to
though?
find out where
He
they
probably should have hired Sylvester Stallone to break out. the Supermax.
We'll go bust
He
up
did that
behind
with
this
Arnold
toilet.
Schwarzenegger.
Mm.
Remember that movie with
Uh,
him and Arnold Schwarzenegger breaking out of the jail?
Is that Expendables?
No,
Which one was in the jail? Demolition Man?
no.
I don't remember that.
He was
Sounds like one I want to watch.
Escape plan.
Escape Plan.
Ooh, I think I have heard of that.
Yeah.
I've never seen that though.
Where him and they were actually both. Neither one of them were convicts. They were both
Of course.
right.
Stallone would never.
A security expert who was wrongfully imprisoned. Yeah, of course. Sounds like tax evasion to me.
That's crazy. This has got to be like, do you feel like the local news is on this at all times in New Orleans right now?
Has to be.
I don't know. There's certain people. Here's the two attitudes. Oh my gosh, I'm so scared. They're escaped. Oh no. And then there's other people in Louisiana say, I wish he would come around here. I got some fun.
I can see that.
You see what I'm saying? So, like, there's different levels to this because keep in mind, New Orleans is a lot of swamps, a lot of back roads and stuff like that. And them people don't play. So you ain't walking up to that house talking about, let me get that.
It says a federal official warned it could take months to round up all 6 remaining men up.
Oh,
But think about it. You can't go on in a car, right?
Probably not.
There's probably road checking road stops.
No,
or
you
whatever.
needed to take advantage of the first 8 hours.
oh yeah.
Like it because they didn't get caught until morning check. So you needed to take advantage of that 8 hours
You got
had
8 hours.
and got the hell out of there.
Right.
As far as
You should have had a
possibly
car.
can.
Like if you were
you should have been going west.
if you
whatever.
went to your family, which is
Nah.
understandable, like you go to whoever you knew because you're just like, I don't know where to go.
Yeah.
But
don't escape. Your plan
once they
ain't
know
good.
once they know you're out, you're probably cooked. So if these guys, I imagine the 6 there, I would imagine some of them got to
I
be out
told
of
you.
New Orleans.
They sent the 4 like rabbits. They sent the 4 out, right? Have them go catch the 4, and the other 6, no contact with one another, just boom.
Don't worry, Carl, you'll be all right, man. No one's gonna look.
But
for
my
you.
You're totally
question
fine.
is
Don't go on
that
Instagram.
you better have another ID because that means you can't take the bus unless somebody give you a car, right?
Mhm.
So that's the only escape. How far can you get? 8 hours.
No, you would need like a car, or you need to steal a car like right away.
Ah,
Like and
that cuts down your 8 hours. As
stealing
soon
their
as you
car?
steal a car, they report it stolen.
they're criminals.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're trying to get away without getting caught.
Yeah, but you need to like, vroom, and then as soon as like you realize, oh, people might realize,
Yeah.
boom, out,
Ditch the car.
Out of
ditch the car.
Ditch the
y'all,
car.
y'all dumb criminals.
No,
You know, when you get your car stolen and you report it, right? With what else is going
no,
on?
but like if it's in the middle of the night, you could steal somebody's car without them realizing.
Yeah.
It.
You steal a car at 1 a.m., they don't know till 7 a.m.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
See?
Oh.
Look at that.
Mhm. Got it.
There you go.
That happened one time where I thought D's car got stolen,
Yeah.
and you know,
Toad.
parents were old fashioned, didn't know that we were
Ooh.
spending time together
Whoa,
at the apartment.
Whoa.
I didn't want to call our papa up and say like, hey,
Yeah.
can't find your daughter's car. Turned out it was Toad.
Toad. But did they need to bring like the owner of the vehicle?
Oh, thankfully she had her name on it.
Oh, nice.
I was at a moment we were like, I think your car got
Ooh.
stolen because the apartment
Yikes.
wasn't in the greatest neighborhood.
Totally fair.
But
I mean, some people would look at the big white dude carrying a keg down the street and also
not the
say,
same place.
This neighborhood
Not
ain't
the
safe.
same place. Not the same place.
This is
Alright.
post getting kicked out.
Yeah, of course. I had to find other places to live.
True. Not the greatest area.
Can
right
I
there.
just tell you, fraternity houses are the nastiest places to live.
That's not fair.
No, it's
That's not fair.
when you first walk in, it smells like beer because of
Well.
all the parties, right? And then upstairs, it's just a place to sleep.
We didn't have it upstairs.
Oh,
Florida.
You're not helping your cause.
Take a break. Back after this.
Final segment.
What a classic Tuesday, Marcos. The hobnobbers are late again.
Look at that.
Hobnobbing. Hobnobbing.
You.
No.
Hobnobbing.
You're catching up.
And here she is.
Hobnob twin number
We
two.
were, and we were not hobnobbing together.
Okay, dude.
We weren't.
No,
okay.
actually, we were not together.
We were not. No.
Oh yeah.
Little.
So you were separate. You were doing zone defense hobnobbing.
Yeah.
I was talking to.
We were covering
Lynn.
multiple grounds.
Divide
Say hi
and
to
conquer.
Lynn.
Len was talking to us.
Yeah, Len was talking to us.
He was saying some crazy things.
Can't use him as an excuse.
True.
And why don't we get a weather update from the Demesman and Dover Law Firm? YourAccentAttorneys.com. Free consultations 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
All right. It looks like it's a little partly cloudy. Winds are coming out of the. Look at. I hate when no clouds move. Sucks. Can't see any planes, so I'm gonna just guess it's the same as yesterday. Southeasterly wind. There's a plane, so it's coming out of the east. At some point, a little southeasterly wind.
I don't like when you say easterly.
Well,
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
Sounds like a song I know.
Casterly Rock.
and I would say it's 87 degrees. It's hot as hell. Like I'm suffocating this morning. Winds are 5-10 miles an hour. They're not very high. But look for some heat. It's not supposed to rain, but I don't trust South Florida weather. This time of year in the evenings, always got to find it, always have a chance for rain.
How do you do, Frog Boy?
Excellent. Winds are out of the southeast, like you mentioned. They're at about 13 miles per hour right now.
Does that look like 13 miles? Look at that. Nothing's moving.
Nothing.
Could be a gust somewhere else.
A gust.
Yeah.
We got one.
There's a plane
Gustav
right
Forsling.
That's right. We do.
Only gust we need.
The only gust we need. Let's get to the road to repeat here. Brought to us by our friends over at Celsius. Hockey fan. Where's he going, dude? The camera went off. Hockey fans, don't sit this one out when it's game time. Make Celsius a part of your play and get this energy up. Game day is fueled by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of
your Florida Panthers.
Tonight is game one. Well, that one was a celebration.
Uh-oh.
Celebration Celsius.
Wow. Ooh.
Amateur. Dude, it's still doing it.
Calm down.
Drink it down.
What are you, a child?
Drink it down.
I'm not going to drink it down. I'll drink it when it settles down. What am I, Stone Cold Steve Austin? I got to have like the foam dripping on my mouth? No, thanks.
It's going to drip all
It's
over
going to
your
drip all
desk.
over it.
It's
Thank
fine.
you.
It's gone. See? Like, oh, look at you. You're like a child who gets scared of a wave at a beach. Oh, it's here. It goes away. Problem?
He wouldn't be at the beach, Tobin.
Well, that's what he's acting like.
I want to call you something. First and last letter are the same. Number of letters also the same.
All right. Lashing out.
I'm not lashing out.
Lashing
It's minding
out.
my own business, trying to protect the equipment.
You don't care about the equipment.
I don't, but I didn't want you to get in trouble. I would snitch. Who did it, Tobin? Drinking that foamy ass Celsius?
It was shooken up.
It's not foamy anymore.
Okay.
Perfectly fine here.
Okay. I got to get back. I got some playa, some retro, my cherry cola to go to, but I got to get him back into Galaxy.
Matthew Tkachuk spoke to the media yesterday and was asked about taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Of course, Matthew Tkachuk had probably one of his best series ever with the Panthers, where he had 3-game winners in that series? 3-game winners against the Carolina Hurricanes and the non-sweep sweep, of course, according to their coach, Brenda Moore. So Matthew Tkachuk was asked about taking on Carolina, and this is what he had to say on that.
I don't think really anybody enjoys playing Carolina. Like, they're a tough team to play against, and they make it hard on you every game. But yeah, there were good memories here in this building a couple years ago in that whole series for us. But it's all back to zeros now. It's a new year, new series. I mean, you think about it, the last I personally thought Carolina was going to beat the Rangers last year. So when you look at it, it could have been 3 years in a row of us playing against each other in the conference finals. So I think that just speaks to how not only talented our two teams are, but how we're built for playoffs, and they are as well. Like they're a great team, and it's going to make for another great showdown. But we've been two of the top teams in the East for I mean even before I got here. Carolina's been knocking at the door. For I feel like they've been in and around this for almost like 10 years now. Like it feels like a long time. So they've had a great run, and it's no surprise that we're facing them in this.
Bob had 63 saves in that quadruple overtime game. Frederick Anderson had 57. Tough night for the goalies. That's a lot of work.
Focus.
No breaks, dude. Wow. 4 overtimes.
That's crazy.
I didn't make it through all of them. I woke up in the 4th. Did you make it through all of it? Be honest, Posh.
Why even ask me a question
I
like
think I was
that?
awake for that game. Yeah, I think I saw the whole thing.
That sounds about right.
That's why you were late the next day.
Home show.
Like if your memories go back that far.
No, it don't
Not
have
mine,
to.
it's not.
We're playing the percentages.
Mhm.
That was one where Tkachuk had the game winner, and then he's like, he makes everybody leave the ice. He's like,
Yeah.
everybody, come on.
Love that.
Let's go
It was
home.
adorable. So
I mean, I will say this, that hockey is weird in that if you get swept in basketball,
mhm.
you got absolutely dominated. Hockey, you can get swept and lose 4 games, 1-0.
Well, that was the
So
guy's point.
it's a little bit different in hockey, right? But like
Sweep is a sweep.
right. And whatever you have to tell yourself, right, to feel better, that's fine. All I care about is the Panthers won and moved on.
Rod Brindamore's face, though, does look like hockey. Like, it just looks like contorted nose. It's like
There's not a
Tough.
lot of broken noses in hockey.
he looks like the era there was.
There's a lot of broken noses in basketball, a lot of broken noses in football. Oof. Oh,
There's a lot of broken noses in football.
yeah.
Mm.
You fall on your face, you fall on your mask, your helmet.
There's no leeway there.
Oh,
Mhm.
look at this guy.
No, it turns. It like your helmet's about your face mask is this far away.
Mhm.
Sometimes when you fall on your face, it pushes the helmet up and pushes the mask into your face. I did that, but I split my lip.
Amigos has a lot of broken noses in MMA. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah, just
The
broken.
guy who
every-
just won the belt,
Ugh.
Jack Della Maddalena, ugly nose.
Ugh,
Looks like it got stamped on by an elephant.
can't do it.
so
can't
does
do it.
mine.
No.
It's
You-
flat.
Nah, you have a fine nose.
No, it's flat.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have the gonzo like you have.
Thank you.
Yikes.
Ugh.
Seemed
Unnecessary.
unnecessary.
Huh?
I know what my nose looks
He's
like.
out here, complimenting your nose, and you just
Mm.
go
Mhm.
It's not. I mean,
go after him.
all right.
Alexander Barkov was asked about switching mindset from game 7 right into a game 1. No rest for the Cats. Here's what Sasha had to say.
I wouldn't say it's hard because, well, this morning I woke up, I knew we're traveling here, so I kind of got the switch there. But yesterday, obviously, it was all about Game 7. You didn't really think about anything, what's going to happen tomorrow or like today. But it was fun. We really enjoyed the game yesterday, and even after the game, like just being around the guys in the hotel and in the locker room, it was a lot of fun. But like I said, this morning you just wake up and you're traveling here, and you kind of switch to this now.
I love him. There's no rattling him, Sasha
Yeah.
Barkov.
Locked in. Focus.
Focus. Yeah, he doesn't use the Bob terms. but
Yeah.
Come on, dog.
I wish I spoke another language. You know why?
Why?
Because you could say, when the guy's talking trash to you, I don't understand. I don't speak English.
I'm pretty sure that all hockey players know where you're from and know all the curse words.
Really? You think that's number one on their list to learn?
I just think you got a lot of time on the road during the year.
Okay.
You don't think that like Marchand hangs with the Finns now and already knows how to say "go bleep yourself" in Finland
Mm.
or Finnish?
Yeah.
I don't trust anything. After I saw Goron curse everybody out in English, I'm like, they all know English. Everyone knows English. Especially if you're on a team from multiple places. Can't do it. Can't do it.
All right.
Bill Zito, he also spoke to the media yesterday, talked about how he's got huge stones. Actually, he talked about Brad Marchand and Seth Jones, but it was kind of the same thing.
On the ice, they've been, shall I say, as advertised. You saw last night, Brad's a big moment guy. His personality has helped his line mates. He's helped our team, his presence in the room, from his preparation, his experience, his professionalism. And then I'll answer part two at the same time. And same with Seth. Seth's come in. He's adjusted to the way we play hockey, which I think suits him well. As far as identifying those guys as players, I think Brad Marchand, I think everybody knows, what he brings and what he does. And Seth as well. I had Seth in Columbus. On the personal level, we were fortunate enough obviously I knew Seth. And I had him in the World Championships. I had him in Columbus. So, and it wasn't just me. And Sonny Mehta comes through in the analytics and says, boom, that's a guy. It works. And similarly with Brad, through friends and mutual acquaintances, used to represent Tuukka Rask. You hear stories about this wonderful person, this great teammate, this Brad Marchand. Really? That guy? Yeah, no, he's you have no idea what a special person is. So we were blessed that it wasn't anything we really had to go out and find. We knew.
Think Bill Zito drives around with truck nuts?
Just 2 steel balls just hanging,
Dangling, dude.
dangling it. Look,
Weren't those outlawed in Davie?
No, hey,
They were.
they
were
just
banned.
dragging on the ground. Like he's not just gonna have him hanging from the ball. He's gonna be bouncing around, dragging on the
Imagine
ground.
speed bumps.
Some real danglers from Bill Zito.
You guys got it all wrong. It's not on his truck. He's got it on his belt.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
He's walking around. He wants him to see it when he walks through.
I feel like what they do is like he's got him hanging from the golf cart on Las Olas, and they're like, "Sir, you need." Oh, sorry, Mr. Zito. Of course,
Of course.
Realize that's not decoration. That's
Could you
just-
imagine those things bouncing over speed bumps?
Oof.
Literally just said that.
You know what'd be cool? Can you imagine them bouncing over speed bumps?
That's a point.
No, -1
Oh,
for stealing.
That's a
I
point.
don't think we have that option.
It's good.
For stealing.
I'm sorry, Mr. Zito. Go along with your
Right this
regular
way, sir.
replica nuts.
Hmm.
Thank you for the Marchand trade.
Please go ahead with your replica nuts.
You've come a long way since
I know.
since old what was
The
the guy
coach?
Brunette tried to get out of it. It was
Oh,
like
yeah.
I used to coach the Panthers. You
Never
don't care.
mind. He's like,
Yeah, I saw that team.
I feel like you can get away from a golf cart one with these days.
Zito, if Zito gets pulled over and he's drinking, they'll escort him home.
Yeah, we'll take you home, Mr. Zito.
Good. You good?
With your replica truck nuts. Please. Thank you for the cup and for Brad Marchand and Seth Jones.
Yeah.
Great move, sir.
Elbow room.
Oh, I feel like the Panthers should just have an elbow room taxi service as it is.
Yeah. Like
really-
direct service.
it's right down the street.
Yeah.
They should have like a back entrance or something like that they go through.
Back entrance.
Yeah.
There's barely 8 entrance into that place.
Got to build
That's
one.
true.
Knock down the next place.
Right? Like
There's a Tkachuk there right now. I don't know which one, but Brady's probably there
having
right-
breakfast.
Yeah, Brady's probably there right now, just waiting. He goes, they'll be back.
They'll be back. A couple weeks. They'll be here.
I'll just sit here till my broski gets back.
Like, what else would he be doing? Somewhere in Canada?
Right now, he's plotting his exit from Ottawa.
Yeah, of course. Aren't we all?
I know what he said to the media, but
Yeah.
you got to be polite.
We've heard crazier things. Nick Saban.
Yeah, exactly. I love it here. I want to be part of. I was like, wait, you guys aren't keeping Bennett and Marchand? Can I get that cat space? Take a break. Hour 2. Randy Moller going to join us. We'll talk more of Eastern Conference Final with him. Get you caught up with your headlines. Back after this.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Hour 2 of the program, ladies and gentlemen. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Let's get to our headlines, which are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. Remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. We're going to talk to Randy Moller here in a little over 10 minutes. We'll get to game 1 of the Eastern Conference final tonight. Panthers and Hurricanes. Puck drops at 8 o'clock from Raleigh, North Carolina. You could hear that game right here on 560 WQAM as the Panthers 4 wins away from their 3rd straight Stanley Cup final, which is bananas.
bananas.
But task at hand.
You know what's crazy?
Before you get 4, you got to get 1.
That first year, we thought they were untouchable, and they got beat up. Then they start getting physical.
Yeah.
I think I like this. I like this way better.
You like Stanley Cups?
Huh?
You stand by that take?
No, I'm saying I like the way they play now.
You stand by that? Hey, you know what? That was sassy. I apologize, Leroy.
Why?
That was sassy, dude.
-1 for sass.
I didn't say I like Stanley Cups. I said I like the more physical version of them and not the up and down the ice, giving up a million goals but scoring a million goals.
So just to be clear, you like winning Stanley Cups more than second round exits.
Okay.
You're just not like,
For sass.
yeah,
What are you
like
doing?
What?
What? I did not warrant that type of behavior.
I'm just saying.
Barely having
the
conversations. Like you, okay. I'm gonna just say you better be on your P's and Q's for the rest of the day because we know some of the things that come out of your pie
Marcus,
hole.
what do you like more? You like second round exits or championship runs?
You know what?
But isn't that playing the result? I like the style in which they play now more than I did when had nothing to do with the exit.
Did you? Because those games were pretty fun.
They were fun, but they lost.
We want 10.
So what you're saying is you like the winning.
Oh, you're playing the result.
No, I like
Hold on.
the style that they play now
Why?
because it gives them more of a chance to win.
Oh, so you do like the winning.
Yeah, who doesn't?
So you're boxed in.
What's going on?
I'm
here?
not boxed
It's
in.
a bit of a box.
This is the most pointless quibble. by
So
the
wait.
way.
So hold on.
I mean,
Now
I'll
let's
listen.
backtrack a little
All
bit
right, I'll listen. I mean,
because
closing in though.
I remember saying every time we watch a game and you talk about the high flying offense, and I'm like, this ain't gonna work because
say that. You didn't say that.
You
okay, what about when you be Bethune?
You barely know what a power play is. Like,
No.
what are you
I'm talking about a different sport.
I'm talking 4 years ago.
I'm talking about a different sport.
No. We're not going different sport.
Why?
You never
Because
sat
it's
here.
the same thing.
You
When-
never
wait,
sat here on
wait,
this
when the-
radio
when the
show.
wait. When the Canes didn't get 4th and 1 against Bethune, because I'm going to explain to you what it means. And I had a problem with it. And you said, who cares? They scored 70 points. I said, that's going to come back to bite them in the butt. Okay. That's the same thing that kind of happened to the Panthers.
I don't recall you ever saying when they were
No,
winning
I was taking advantage of 4-goal Bob.
Yeah, okay. Well, that wasn't the same year. But you weren't sitting here and talking about, those 7-6 games against the Islanders. Those are going to come back to bite them.
No. And that's why I said I like this style of hockey they play better. That's all I said. And you said, oh, you like winning? You're the one that made this something more than what it was.
But you said it was because you like the winning.
They have a better chance to win
We
playing
agree
this
with
way
each other. What
than
are we
having a
arguing about?
shootout.
What are we agreeing? We're agreeing with each other.
Mute me. I'm about to cuss. I'm just
I mean,
giving
you
you.
can press a button right there.
No, but what? Why?
What?
Why are you being a jackass?
I'm not being a jackass.
You
We're
are.
agreeing with each other. I like winning too.
Sometimes the way you play gives you a better chance to win. How's that? The hockey they play now gives them a better chance to win. It doesn't
Mhm.
guarantee they're going to win. They have been winning, but this style of hockey gives them a better chance to win.
I got you.
Shootouts, when anything could happen, doesn't. And if you don't score 5 goals, you don't win.
Mhm.
I played on a team like that. It sucked.
Right.
It was fun,
Mhm.
but it sucked because when it got to crunch time, you couldn't win.
You guys won a lot of games though.
But not the important ones.
Not the important. one.
Okay. So thank you.
Missed kick though.
Miss kick.
Oh my God.
Greatest show on turf got it done.
Ooh.
Yeah, because they could play both ways. That wasn't a high scoring game. So while they were the greatest show on turf, right? They were 1 yard from losing.
Who's the defender on that team?
Adam Archuleta.
No, who's I don't know. I just know when they played the Titans in the Super Bowl, it was a low scoring game.
Yeah, but you can't name a defender on that team.
I don't have to.
None of us can.
You don't have to.
Because of the greatest show on turf.
Just gonna ignore what I said here.
Was Adam Archuleta on that team?
How does it feel, Marco?
We didn't even get
How does it
Google or
feel?
nothing. Just assumed I was wrong.
Let's just assume Adam Archuleta has been doing CBS's 4th game for the last 30 years.
The 4th game.
Like wherever there's a Jaguars game, there's Adam Archuleta.
2001 Los Angeles Rams. Huh?
Was that the one they
No,
lost?
they were the greatest show on turf. They were still
2001 was the one they lost to the Patriots, wasn't it?
Oh man.
They weren't in Los Angeles either.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean,
Right.
St. Louis.
Are you sure he wasn't doing Jags Titans that week?
Think is there a commentary on that? Greatest show on turf, 1999, 2000, 2001. They lost in 2001 though.
Schmieden says Tobin is Adam ciabatta bread.
Point for Twitcher.
You haven't been very.
What do you mean I haven't been very?
You just. I'm telling you what. They give me so many messages.
Mhm.
I'm gonna accidentally. If I hit the wrong thing, my computer's just gonna reboot.
Who gives you so many messages?
This computer?
Your email's in a shootout.
Huh?
What?
You can't. What happened this morning?
What do you mean, dude?
Did something happen on the way in?
No, I'm having a great day.
You
It's
hungry?
great to see
Really
you.
You
excited
hungry?
to see
I'm not hungry at
everyone in the
all.
Same place.
Want
at
a
the same
breakfast
time.
sandwich or something?
Do you? You can go for some breakfast. Marlins win yesterday, 8-7 over the Cubbies. They're back at it today at
Are the Cubs that
6:40.
bad?
No, the Cubs are good.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Cubs are good.
They won 2 against the Cubs.
No, the series just started.
Who did they?
They just took 2 out of 3 from the Rays.
Oh, the Rays.
They started a new
Okay,
series
Okay.
last night.
Okay.
But no, Cubbies are 8 over 500. They're decent.
That's better than decent.
Yeah,
When
it's good.
It's like a 16-game swing because how far are the Marlins below 500?
8.
Yeah, 16-game swing.
8. Jesus Sanchez, monster game for him yesterday. He was 3 for 5. He had a leadoff home run and a walk-off RBI triple to get the Fish the win.
Wow, that's the hardest thing to get. You might have hit for the cycle.
Yeah.
Triple's the hardest thing to
The
get.
only thing he didn't get was the double. He was the double shy.
Oh, really? Okay.
Augustin Ramirez, by the way, hit his, was it 7th home run? 6th home run?
Well, Tiny hit another one.
Yeah, I think he's got like 17. He's good.
Why is it? He's the only one in baseball seems to be having batting practice.
I mean, he's smiling at people before he hits. That's how good he is.
Saw they lifted the ban from Pete Rose, and
That was last week.
Yeah, I'm saying, did you think Barry Bonds maybe?
No, they only lifted the ban for dead people.
What?
No, they lifted the ban for all of them. But
For Barry Bonds?
No,
I didn't see that.
No way.
I don't think they lifted the
he
ban.
wasn't banned though.
Yeah, I mean,
Barry
he's
Bonds and
Yeah, I don't think Barry Bonds is
Barry
banned.
Bonds and the
Blackballed.
steroid guys were not banned.
He's just off the ballot now.
They're just off
Yeah.
the ballot.
But he's saying, but no, they got Pete Rose off the banned
And
list
Shoeless
along with
Joe
along with the
Jackson.
White Sox guys.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, my whole problem with all Hall of Fames, right, is I can't live through an era and not talk about those guys, and you just exclude them from the history of your sport.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about that? Because as long as we live, we're going to be talking about Barry Bonds, how great of a hitter he was. And we're just going to dismiss him? So I don't know.
Schmieden says it was a lifetime ban. He's dead now. That's a fair point. He served his sentence.
Wow.
What?
That's just dark.
It's
Oh,
true.
my goodness.
What good does it do him now?
It's true.
Shoeless Joe's been in the grave for a while, though. Like, they could have gone out and sped up that one a little bit.
Nah, I mean, they threw games.
Shoeless Joe didn't throw games. He just took the money. He hit like 400 in that series. That's why everybody was like, eh.
Oh, wow.
He was very ignorant. Shoeless Joe couldn't read. He didn't know what he was doing.
Okay. So you think he didn't negotiate?
He read them dollars.
What?
He read those dollars he took.
Well, they had a very cheapskate owner. He would curve them on bonuses all the time. That's why it happened.
You
Wow.
familiar with the Shoeless Joe Jackson?
I'm
the
very
same,
familiar.
man.
Actually, I did
Listen.
multiple school papers on it.
You have
Really?
a lot of information on this.
Yeah, I was just
You know his literacy level. It's impressive.
No, he couldn't read. That was the thing. A lot of people couldn't read back then, but Joe Jackson could not read. Hit a baseball though.
Oof.
I think he hit the only home run in that series.
Can read a pitch.
so he wasn't. So his story is a little more complicated than he.
It basically was like this. The gamblers wanted to get as many White Sox people in on it as possible. The real people they wanted to get were the starting pitchers because they could really screw the pooch. But then you needed masterminds. They wanted in on the action. But then you wanted people in on the action so they wouldn't squeal to the owner and say
So
what
basically,
happened.
they gave him hush money.
Kind of. He basically was just like, come on, Joe, you just get on. And the whole point of it originally was they weren't going to throw the whole series, a 9-game series. They were going to throw some games in the World Series. But then it got to a point where they screwed one of the games where the gamblers bet against them.
And
They
won.
flipped on them. They won. And so the gamblers then started threatening the rest of the players. And they ended up going and losing the series eventually. So then everybody went to the owners. It was a whole thing. The owner wanted all these guys thrown out of baseball. That's what happened. They ended up hiring the first commissioner in baseball. I think his name was Kennesaw Landis, I want to say.
Damn.
And he ends up banning everybody for life.
You do have a lot of
So-
information on this.
We got to take a break, though. We got to get to Randy Moller.
All
That
right.
is that's your
All right.
1919
You
White
finally
Sox.
say something interesting, and then we got to go to break.
I'm sorry.
You're the worst. You're the
After this.
worst. The worst.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. We got a big one tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Florida Panthers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. You can hear that right here on 560 WQAM. Panthers preview gets going at 7:30. But if you kick back on your couch, you want to watch a little pregame action, Randy Moller, Steve Goldstein, and the entire crew with Script Sports will get you going before they flip on over to the national coverage, and you guys can check that on out as well. If you guys want to get your Panthers local pregame coverage, check that on out. And we're going to talk right now to the great Randy Moller on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, and toyotaofhollywood.com. Randy Moller, kind enough to join us there. Hello, Randy. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys. Yep, it's going to be an exciting night tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Quick turnaround. Panthers winning Game 7 in Toronto, go right to Carolina, and get ready to hopefully to blitz the Hurricanes and see if they can win this first game of this 7-game series.
Randy, how much do you think, like, having that knowledge of facing them a couple of years ago, obviously little pieces change, but you know, the Panthers, a lot of the core is still there. Tkachuk had an awesome series a couple of years ago. How much of that matters, do you think, going into this one, as far as just having any mental edge? Does any of that stuff carry over?
I don't think so, guys. There's changes on both teams. Yeah, the cores are there, but you can't. You just can't compare from last year or even the year before, and that. Carolina's a strong club. They're fast, they're physical. There's a lot of similarities between the Panthers and Carolina. They play a fast game, a physical game. They both have great special teams. So that's going to be an interesting side note on this series. Who's going to win the special teams? Because a lot of times that can determine the outcome of the game. Panthers obviously have the edge if you go historically of the goaltending, with Sergei Bobrovsky as being all-world right now and the future Hall of Famer. But Freddie Anderson, their number one goaltender, the big question with them is if he can stay healthy. He's had health issues over the last number of years, but he's played extremely well for Carolina, and one of the big reasons why they've only played 10 games in the first 2 rounds and that. So both teams seem like they're healthy, they're fresh, they're ready to go. I just give the edge to the Florida Panthers here because of the production that they're getting on all 4 lines. When you've got a third line, the Lundell line, which so-called third line, they'd be a top liner at no less than a second line on 30 other teams in the NHL. When you're getting production, 11 goals over 33 points from that third line so far in the playoffs with Lundell, Marchand, and Loisterin. Loisterin's leading all players with even strength points in the playoffs so far, and that teams just can't stack up to that. When you're running out, the Carolina Hurricanes, their big line with Sebastian Aho and obviously Jarvis and Svechnikov, who's got 8 goals so far, so he's really blazing hot. But then you get the Barkov line, then it's the Bennett line, then it's the Lundell line, and the fourth line with Gadjevich and Greer and Nosek. I mean, they chipped in a few goals and have played very physical. It's very difficult for teams to stack up. And over a long series, a 7-game series, the way the Panthers play, they're relentless. They just keep coming. The physicality eventually wears out the opposition's defense. We saw that against Tampa. We saw it against Toronto. In a 7-game series, it's very tough if the Panthers keep that energy level up, the physicality up, and they spread out the offense. Seems like, guys, every game so far in the playoffs that the Panthers have won, there's been a different hero on this team. That just shows the depth and the balance that they have.
It's been amazing. That third line with Marchand coming in, is it Etu and Anton? Do they just have a style that can blend with anybody, Randy? Like, why did that chemistry sync so well with not that much time with each other?
Yeah, and we saw it. We saw it a couple of years ago when remember Reinhardt played with Lundell and Loisterin, and they had quite a bit of success as well. That's the reason why, and it raised a lot of eyebrows around the NHL guys, and we all saw it, and we were all surprised. There was nobody that thought they saw this coming. The Panthers, when they had an opportunity to get a Brad Marchand, who's been an arch enemy of the Florida Panthers and every team in the NHL for that fact, when they get an opportunity, they knew exactly what they were getting. They knew exactly where they wanted him to play. And it's the same thing with Seth Jones. Look how well he has played. They saw a player that was unhappy in a situation. They knew the talent. They felt they were very confident in their homework, both with Marchand and with Seth Jones, that these players would come in and fit into the culture of the Florida Panthers and what they built here in that locker room. And I thought it was interesting. Nate Schmidt had that comment, yesterday or the day before, when asked about, the culture of the team and that. He said it was like a preseason game number 2, and I tried to do something in the neutral zone or whatever, and had Barkov and Reinhart basically coming up to him and saying, "We don't do that here. We don't do that on this team." So there's a culture that's been built here, guys, and for the players, hats off to Bill Zito and his hockey operations staff to recognize and to have the cojones to go out and pay a price and get a Seth Jones and go out and pay a price to get a Brad Marchand. But they're exactly what the Panthers were looking for, to give them even more juice. This is all about winning Stanley Cups, guys. It's not about making playoffs and having a so-so year and that kind of stuff. This team is geared now. They want to win. They know that the window is not big, but they're in the wheelhouse right now. Most of their players are in their late 20s, the core players, late 20s, 30 years old. So they've got a window here. If they continue to build and add the assets, they can do it. It's not just you and I, us three, talking about the Florida Panthers. It's all around the league. The accolades that they get for how they build this team and what the culture's like and how they play, and they're just so resistant of ups and downs and that. If they play the way they can and they have that energy and that what they've shown the first two rounds, they obviously the experts have picked them to be the favorites in this series, and I agree.
Randy, as a newcomer to like hockey, I've watched hockey but never really gotten into it. When you see the depth on this team, I try to think of other sports, and in other sports, the stars have to shine, right? On this team, it seems like the stars just need to play their part and take advantage of the opportunities or whatever. But have you ever seen a team, and I can think about any sport, like we said the Boston Celtics were deep. They're at home right now, right? I've never seen a team in any sport that's this deep where you don't have a problem with any line that's in the game at that given time. I can't. Have you seen another hockey team like this? Because I can't think of one, and because I haven't been in a hockey, I can't say it. I've never seen it. Yeah.
It's, you got to go back a number of years to see or experience a team that is so solid. And I think it gets overlooked, guys, as well. The Panthers, whether it's the Barkov, Bennett, Lundell, or the fourth line, which is interchangeable. We've seen that already, and that's what shows you that you have strong depth, is when you can, Evan Rodriguez goes out, they put in Boquist on the top line, he scores a goal and helps the Panthers win. We see this, and they play the same way. That's the point I was trying to make. It's the same system, same forecheck. It's a mix of skill and physicality. They all finish their checks. You don't have two what you call fancy dancy lines out there, all offense and not caring about defense at all. All four lines can score. All four lines can check. When you've got Barkov and Reinhart on the same line, and both are Selke nominees as the best defensive forwards, that's saying a lot. The NHL has never seen that before. So the way they built this team, and you just knock on wood, guys, that the team stays healthy. It's a grind. There's nothing like NHL playoff hockey. It's the longest, grueling tournament in all of sports, and the demands that's put on their body and the emotional ups and downs, and that the Panthers have experience now of being in the finals. Going back, they've been to the finals twice, and they expect to be in the finals again. They've got the experience. The little hiccups that happen along the way, and we've seen it where, maybe the offense kind of goes south, or the power play, and that they just muscle their way through it, and they turn that adversity into, a little bit of motivation, and all of a sudden the next game they come out just flying again. They're going to have an off game. There's nobody's going to sweep. I don't think there's going to be anybody sweep in this series, and that they're going to face some adversities and maybe a hot goaltender along the way here and that. But that's what makes the game and what makes it so special. And this Panthers team, as we've just been talking about, they're built to handle that adversity, the little bits of ups and downs. And Paul Maurice and his coaching staff, you guys listen to him, his post-game press conferences and off-day press conference, whether the team wins or loses, it's a process. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. It's very low-keyed and workman's like attitude. They trust each other. They trust the system, the team, and they just go out there and try and execute and basically beat the wheels off of the teams physically. And it just takes a toll in Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah, my favorite guy, Randy, with that has become, and I've referred to him as a polar bear on skates, is Nico Mikkola. He's so terrifying, Randy. I don't understand why anybody would want to go up against him. What is the art that he has of pinning somebody up against the boards? Because it feels like when he wants to do that to you, or even just control the puck to kill time, no one's going to mess with him.
You can't teach size and strength. That is pretty well a God-given attribute. And then you can add the skill and the confidence in that. And that's I think a big thing is the Panthers play with quite a bit of swagger. They're confident in each other. They're confident in their individual skill sets, and it's all about what you can bring to the team. Don't try and do everything. And a perfect example, guys, you talk about Mikkola, but like Seth Jones. Seth Jones came from an organization in Chicago which is rebuilding. They were losing 6 out of every 7 games. And he was asked to do everything: play Superman on defense, be Superman on offense, lead the rush, quarterback the power play, do this, play 35 minutes a night. He doesn't have to do that here. And it took him a little adjustment. It's okay just to have a normal shift, move the puck, come up the ice, make a good defensive play, and then change. He doesn't have to be the Superman on this team. There's enough depth. You got the Ekblads and the Forslings, and as you mentioned, the Mikkola and Kulikov. I mean, they're so solid back on the fence that you're seeing right now, like Gustav Forsling. His minutes are down as well because they have the confidence of playing 6 defense against any line. The other thing that stands out as well, historically, you talk about series and you talk about, the Panthers are they don't have the last change in Carolina the first 2 games because they're the visiting team. They don't have about matching lines. Paul Maurice doesn't care about matching lines. You can throw out any line. You want to play the Aho line against the Lundell line? That's fine. You want to play it against the Bennett line? That's fine. You want to play against Barkov's line? That's fine. And that is the swagger and the confidence that this team has in each other and each playing well and being responsible with and without the puck. So I haven't said all that. It's all about execution, and it's the mindset and that, and you just hope that the Panthers are ready to go. Might be the toughest building to play in is in Carolina. The way that rink is set up, and their fans, and they tailgate 2 hours before they open up the doors, so they're well greased up, as you know what I'm talking about. When they get in there, and that's why Carolina, they've won every home game in the playoffs. It is so tough to win there, and the Panthers have experienced that. Even though they won the 2 games in Carolina the last time they met in the playoffs, they were 1-goal games, and it was, if it was Tkachuk with the 2 overtime winners and that, it's going to be a tough sled. The first couple of games, the emotions Carolina will be ready. Their fans will be ready. And it's up to the Panthers to use that experience and that poise to make sure that they're ready to go.
He's Randy Moller. Catch him, Steve Goldstein, the whole crew on Script Sports Night at 7:30. You go, of course, also listen to that game right here on 560 WQM. Thanks for the time, Randy. Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Randy.
Okay, guys, anytime. Yep, have a great day.
There you go, Randy Moller.
So I wanted to ask him, but we had to go. Don't get mad.
Hmm?
If they try to match up, right? And one of the reasons why I don't think Paul Maurice cares who's on what line's out. Because if you try to do that, because the Panthers are so deep, you're going to end up with a mismatch because the number one line is going to end up out there with your scrubs.
You could, or you could also, they could end up burning them more, and your guys are fresher. Like
Right, that's
happened
what I'm saying.
Toronto is like in the second period, they were trying to like
Catch
up
up.
their minutes.
They were trying to crank up their minutes, and then they just got exhausted.
Can't do it.
Right, but that's one of the reasons why you have depth.
It's an
But I've never
incredible thing.
seen a team like, we talk about the third line, but I mean, whoever's in the game, you don't really care. You're looking for success, and that doesn't happen.
Take a break. The damage is done, my friend. Is next. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, we just had our second Whiskey Stars and Cigars a few weeks ago, and now we got a chance for you to win tickets to Drew Estate's sold-out Barn Smoker. Get a tour of the Florida sun-grown farm. Enjoy fine spirits and a catered dinner and an exclusive Barn Smoker cigar pack upon arrival. For your chance to win, go to WQM's contest page, WQM.com, on the contest page, and you guys can enter to win. Must be 21 or older to attend. Check that on out. Thanks again to Randy Moller for joining the program as we have game one of the Eastern Conference Final. My damage is done. Goes to Justin Bieber. Not because he's cursed, because we all know Drake is the cursed celebrity singer. And not because Ariana Grande's team and Justin Bieber's didn't, but he posted on Instagram, I don't remember a time in my life when I haven't been obsessed with the Leafs. This year, we made it farther than we have in so long, and I'm happy about that. I can be patient because I know this team will do it. Well, Justin, that's cute and all. But the damage is done, my friend. I don't know what to tell you because that window, she may be closed because it looks like the rest of the fan base is not as understanding as old Belieber over there.
Oh, they want
heads to roll over there, Beebs.
But you know what? If you make changes for the sake of making changes, that team will get worse. But fans don't care.
So
you get what you get.
What do you got?
I mean, look, as much as I make fun of Toronto or Carolina, I want to say Carolina. Here's what you can't say. When you get swept, nobody cares that you win every game. The damage was done. You got swept. I understand what you're saying, but next time, let's keep that between us.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. Say that to your team and say, guys, we're close in every game. We got to get over the hump because you got swept. So I get what he was saying, but it doesn't look good.
Yikes. Jennifer?
So have you guys ever seen The Office and you know how Kevin's holding that big pot of chili and then he drops it?
No, I'm not a big Office fan, to be honest with you.
It's a very famous scene on the show. And well, I
know the one where they're all shooting at each other. I've seen that meme a lot.
I like that. So I kind of experienced one of those things right before Randy Moller.
You drop chili everywhere?
No, I dropped a acai, whatever it's called.
Her efforts to be healthy backfired.
You dropped an acai bowl?
Yes. No, it's a cup.
It's a little cup.
Here's the kicker. When I grabbed it and looked at it, because it was, made of the best of ingredients from where Whole Foods or Fresh Market or whatever, I squeeze it. I go, oh, it's frozen. She go, yeah, I froze it so I could have it.
But then I told them, I thawed it out because it was frozen. And obviously I waited way too long because when
she opened it, well, first of all, she opened it upside down.
No, I didn't. It was tilted because it just wasn't, it wasn't opening. And then it fell everywhere.
Is it your first time having acai?
No.
Or a container that has
I was
substance?
distracted.
What was distracting you?
Leroy.
No! Don't know.
Wow.
No. I got the hell up out of it.
Leroy.
Listen.
And it went all over my shoes.
I was
it went on my pants. It went all over
evidence
Lupe's
over
desk.
my shoes, right?
It was crazy. All over
Right.
You've been known to distract from a distance.
No.
He did. He was talking to me from afar.
Oh my
Leroy.
And that's where the damage is done. Then I see the light on and I'm sprinting over here. There's still a acai
It's
or
a Jennifer
acai
sprint.
all over the floor. I was able to go pick it up.
It's like Frog Boy jumping.
So
you were running.
You basically treated the kitchen like a Tasmanian devil. You ruined it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just tainted.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I tried to help her. I went and got a wet nap.
Yes,
Mm.
and then I
And
was
help-
cleaning my
Mm.
shoe. All things in
Right.
courtesy of
So
Leroy.
that's why you guys had Randy Moller waiting. All right, understandable.
I
Understandable.
was trying to clean up my mess.
For a second, he's like, "Hey, I'm not starting."
Also,
this
it was a
interview."
very short break.
That's fair.
It was a short break.
That's
It was a short break, but we had to get Randy on
Gotta get
I
Randy on.
because
totally
you guys wanted
understand.
the whole diatribe of the White Sox 1919 scandal.
That was
So
definitely you.
I was about to
That
say,
was
I'm quite
100%
impressed that you
you.
know the whole story.
Pretty
Thank
good.
you.
Pretty good.
Right?
Doing your research.
Thank you.
paper.
Right.
Well, I mean, you guys kept asking questions. I kept having information. I'm supposed
Pretty
to be.
sure
Am I
I
supposed
But
to
that's how it
apologize for that?
works.
Damage is done.
That's how it works. We take advantage
It's
of the
a strange
knowledgeable
opinion
one
to
on a
have, but you're
certain
lashing out
topic.
because of your acai bowl.
It's funny. I asked you about that, and I
I'm
listened
just
to your whole
hungry.
thing. But when you ask me about football, you go, that's not true.
That's not true.
You
I
do it
don't-
all
I
the
don't. I don't
time.
zone you out.
Yo, what?
Don't do that.
What? How many times have I said something about football and you said you don't know what the hell you're talking
I've
about?
never said that.
That's more like
Tobin.
what's the
You
word
just
for
straight
that?
lying right now.
I've never said you don't know what you're talking about.
What did
Will I
you say?
disagree with some
What did-
takes?
Not those exact words.
Give me an example.
See, you know,
This
this
guy.
is
Because
like,
I don't think I've ever said that
You
about
know
your
what?
football knowledge. I would never say that.
you know what?
Have I zoned out because you're talking about the wide zone? Yes. But if I ever just flat out said you don't know what you're talking about, that would be patently absurd. I would never say that.
I have looked into your eyes periodically and I go, he's looking, but he's not listening. like I don't understand that when a guy has a chance to get some knowledge about something he's not familiar with,
Mhm.
you just zone out.
It's
like
not true.
it's like,
Not all the
dude,
time.
it's-
Sometimes.
it's like you look at me like too much football. Too much.
It's like, all right, we get it. Force him to the sideline. Frog boy.
What's damage is done other than your foot?
You saw me click my heels. That was impressive.
Dude,
He
yeah,
almost fell.
he tried to land on one foot.
Yeah.
I saw him do something like that on the Heat court like a year or two ago.
Oh, yeah. It was good luck.
Oh, yeah, that game you won?
No, he
Yeah.
lost that one.
No, I led the league in scoring, though. Led the team in scoring, I
He
should
had like
say.
2 points.
You only scored like 8 points.
One. Led the team in scoring.
You gave him too
Um,
much credit.
All right. As if we already didn't know this about the New York Knicks and their fan base.
Trash.
Indeed, trash. Which leads me
Not
to
all.
my
Some are good, like Vlad,
Yeah, I guess.
but
let's-
most of them,
he's good.
absolute roaches.
Absolute scum of the earth, as you can see in this video here. This is circulating around the internet. A Indiana Pacers fan hounded by a crowd of Knicks fans,
That's not cool.
and trash is being thrown at him. He is a lifelong Pacers fan and a firefighter,
Mhm.
which you think New York would have more respect for. You know, they love the firefighters.
One would
in
think.
New York, but apparently not enough for them to respect.
I'm not going to
this
respect
man.
him more than Deuce McBride.
Look at that.
Just literally threw
smack-
trash at his head.
smack. Like, that's not like a light hit.
They're acting really, really poorly. Like, and you guys know, like, I'm not the biggest fan of Brian Windhorst. Did you guys see them harass Brian Windhorst and throw trash at him too?
Man, I
Like,
didn't see that.
You guys need to. I'm being clear here. No one in their right mind, and I know you like we had this debate about the Jimmy thing. This is exactly what I'm talking about. No one in their right mind can think this is okay behavior because you guys have suffered so much as basketball fans. You need to grow up. Just because your franchise has been lifetime losers doesn't mean that you guys get to act like a bunch of clowns. And that's what it is.
That's right, he coach. That's why we can't have nice things.
That's why you can't have nice things.
And that's why the world would like you think, and here's what's funny. You think people see this right here
This also
and
happened in the
think,
middle of the street.
oh yeah, I can root for the Knicks.
I genuinely hope they get swept.
It's
I
right,
genuinely hope they
right,
get swept.
because of this.
Which
You
I think
don't
they will, by
deserve
the
to
way.
win.
I think they're going to get gentlemen swept.
It was unfortunate.
Really messed up.
Thankfully, the situation didn't escalate. But let's
Well,
say
he
it
could.
did,
He couldn't escalate. It was 1,000 against 1.
for sure. But let's say he had a little something on him.
Some heat.
Now the situation gets, into a whole nother aspect because this man was defending himself. But, this is a crowd of 30 people, 40
30.
people.
That's
guys
way
gotta-
more than that.
You're right.
They
You're right.
just got to grow up. Like they
Just
think that
grow up.
they think this is a good look and it's not.
Yeah.
You guys have no idea what it's like to have a good basketball team. and I'm embarrassed for you.
A good any team.
Congratulations, you beat the Celtics. Great. Finally. But to act like this, and then to have like, the thing is like, you have all these idiots defending it.
Right.
You know? It's crazy. Like, I'm seeing it up there where it's like, oh, people need to stop being the fun police with the Knicks. You can have fun. Do not act like jackals.
Correct.
And throw garbage at somebody because he's wearing a Halliburton jersey.
What?
You crazy?
That's wild.
Have human decency.
Like, I don't like, this is why people root against you. It has nothing about, oh, people hate New York. No. This is why.
Also, I mean, trash on your streets, New York. Disgusting. Hate that place. Gross.
Like that.
Anyway, great one, Frog Boy. Yeah, no, I genuinely, like, I will. They're not gonna win the championship, but I really want them to get embarrassed by the Pacers.
Yeah,
I really do, and that's a thing because I like Jalen Brunson. I like Jalen Brunson.
It is.
Don't really have anything against any of their players.
For
it's
sure.
their fans.
Sure. Just looking at the team, the basketball, like, I enjoy watching them play basketball, but their fans are so, it's the whole Taylor Swift thing. It's the whole, look, your product is separate from your fan base because your fan base is annoying. And that's unfortunate because it waters down the product. But hopefully that water takes Bozo and the rest of those clowns back into the subways where they belong, you rats.
Wow.
I really think the Pacers are going to kick their ass, though.
I hope so. I really do. The last thing I need is for them to be justified with a championship. Oh, God. Championship appearance?
Halliburton just seems like the type of guy that's going to go into Madison Square Garden and take a poop on their court.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
he literally.
Like, I just like it. Good luck.
I wouldn't be
that
surprised
lady.
if he hits the Randy Moss.
No, that is disgusting. Take a break. Speaking of basketball, interesting take from a Heat legend on a former Heat player. That's next. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. 560 WQAM. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Thanks again to Randy Moller for stopping by the program. I feel like I should reply that.
That's a nice shirt you got there, Tobin.
Oh, Randy took over.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
you want to break
who am I? Who am I to
chime in with my silliness?
Who am I to say anything hockey? Randy Moller was here to break it all down for everybody.
He's good.
I would wish you would have gave us where Mrs. Moller keeps peanut butter.
You want what is this, piano bar? You want request?
Play the hits.
Wait, what a minute. Do you see what we have Mike Biamani doing? Like, it was, exactly.
Glenn, I need some more lines.
I was gonna say we need to get him a new list.
Right.
For stealing.
Headlines are brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose from over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Analyst. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Tonight, it's game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Florida Panthers, Carolina Hurricanes. And you can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM. Pre-game coverage begins at 7:30 with Panthers preview. That'll be every single puck drop throughout this series. Every puck drop is at 8 o'clock for this series. Tuesday, Thursday on the road, back home on Saturday and Monday for 3 and 4. We'll see if the Cats repeat what they did to Carolina, although Carolina is very strong and has taken some of the Panthers' style. So we will.
And they're very fast. Holy smokes.
We'll get after it. We'll see what we got. Marlins get a walk-off win yesterday. Jesus Sanchez over the Cubs. We have some boxing drama that's going on right now. Apparently.
Boxing drama.
Yeah, Dana White was supposed to promote this Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez thing, and then Turki Al-Sheikh comes out this weekend. He goes, no, not the promoter for it. He hasn't said that Dana was not the promoter. He put some other, whoever runs that Saudi Arabia tourist thing, that they're going to be the promoter for it, not TKO. Now, this was interesting because it was supposed to be the Friday of Mexican Independence Weekend, and then the next day was going to be the UFC card. Then Turkey comes out. He goes, nope, they're both going to be on the 13th. He goes, but basically is seemingly cut Dana out.
Oh, and
very interesting.
And to be petty, he made the fight on the same
day.
Right.
Same day, which is not the first time a Canelo fight's been on the same day.
Because remember, they had to wait, right?
There was the Jorge Masvidal Nate Diaz fight, and that was where there was the famous Canelo meme of him Netflix and chilling.
So where's UFC going to be?
I think they're going to be in Mexico.
Okay, so they can be. So the fight's going to be in Vegas? Or
they haven't announced that yet. They've also said it could possibly be in Texas. It could be in New York. We're not sure yet.
We're not sure. That fight.
Hey,
one would think you need it in Vegas.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground?
Oh, yeah.
Boots on the ground.
Boots on the ground.
We are.
Boots on the ground.
If I'm anywhere but like Dubai.
It's not going to be in Dubai. It's going to be in America.
Yeah.
It's going to be in America.
America.
So we got that. Your boy Tony Grossi, he says that Dillion Gabriel has looked a lot better than Shedeur Sanders so far.
Wow, really?
And that means what?
Just wanted to get your thoughts. It's the Browns. You love the Browns, dude.
And can I just say this? Tony Grossi, as long as I have heard him, listened to him, been around him, whatever the conversation is, he takes the other side.
Oh, contrarian.
So he may be saying that just to get conversation going. That being said, if so many writers are experts on said football, why don't they have that job? Right? Like
quarterback or
no,
just evaluator?
I'm just saying evaluator. Right? It's easy to say who you think is going to be good or not. But the people that are there should know more than you. And if you knew more than them, you can make a lot of money in football.
Interesting.
But you don't. You're a writer.
Speaking of a person who is, should make a lot of money in football, Jonnu Smith, he posted this morning himself in the lab. And by the lab, it means his backyard with a guy who appears to be his friend holding onto his arm so he could practice catching.
Oh no, that's a good drill.
Where you're like being held onto, but you're still getting catches.
Yeah, linebackers pull, especially tight ends.
You know what Jonnu Smith is?
What?
Football junkie.
I would also ask,
football.
You're in Florida.
Junkie.
Your backyard is fake grass.
What's wrong with that?
And why do you need a helmet on?
Fake grass is underrated.
I like fake grass.
You said it's underrated?
It's underrated.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I feel like he's shaming it.
Okay.
I'm not shaming it. I'm just
Shaming
saying,
it?
why do you need it in Florida?
What do you got, Bermuda?
I know that's all they have in Vegas.
We're currently in a drought right now.
You got crabgrass?
You know?
That was there before the drought.
Bahamian grass?
Look at that guy. Football junkie, dude. Just getting after it, getting in the lab.
Dude,
couple of tight ends right now.
I am absolutely
him and Jonnu Smith
at some of the things that get you going.
What, that you don't like that?
Catching a football in your backyard,
he's getting. So there's that.
I just pictured Jonnu Smith,
buffalo grass.
So he gets credit because he put it on socials.
Yeah, lemongrass.
So if he were doing that without putting it on social, no credit.
I like that. I like to give him credit. I mean, if he wants to keep it,
and I'm more than sure. I am more than sure that
football.
Let me tell you. Can I
junkie.
just tell you? I disappeared in the offseason.
That's okay.
And I did my work. I worked out with more Dolphins fans with Dolphins players than Browns players or Minnesota Vikings players. Right? So if you were Tobin in Minnesota or Tobin in Cleveland, you would be like, what does he do? Where is he?
If I was Kansas City, Toby, like there's a story today on TMZ about Travis Kelce bought a house in Boca and he's spending the offseason down here. If I was Kansas City, I'd be like, listen, I already had a down year. Like, is he already getting?
He didn't have a down year. He's 37 years old.
Leg up on retirement already.
Wait, he supposed to have 1,500 every year?
The takes write themselves.
No, but what are you expecting from Travis Kelce?
Oh.
He's what? How old is he? 37? 35. Like at some point, he ain't gonna catch 100 balls for 1,400 yards.
Certainly not down here. Him and Tate.
Oh my goodness! Can I just?
Ryegrass.
You are the reason why fans are so frustrating.
Why?
Because what you are saying, right, is lunacy. That an athlete only gets credit for working out if you see it on Instagram.
It's not credit. I mean, like obviously.
Who cares what you think?
How could I give credit to something I can't see? It's
so
like if a bear poops in the woods.
So right now, you're getting all warm and fuzzy
it makes a sound.
about somebody holding Jonnu Smith's arm with a towel while he has a helmet catching a football in his backyard on fake grass.
You don't love that?
Centipede grass.
So
you don't love that though?
So Jonnu Smith gets your support because of this.
He always had my support. Pause up. But now it's just like Marcos, football junkie.
So
like
if you don't see it, they ain't doing it.
He's wearing a helmet.
If you don't see him working, they ain't working.
Yeah.
It's not that they're not working. I'm just not going to give them the extra
Who
credit.
cares if you give him the extra credit?
I don't know. I don't know if he cares or not. It doesn't matter if he cares or not. I'm just
Jonnu
saying, I love that.
Jonnu Smith, you can see from this workout, football junkie.
Football junkie.
Tua.
Football junkie. Dude, if he's catching a football with Junebug holding on to his arm, and there's two pillars because of his backyard
but he didn't have
on
to
a
do that.
patch of 4x4 grass.
Zoyosa grass.
What kind of credit is he going to get?
I'm saying
you are absolutely bananas,
he's sitting back and he's
I'm not saying he's not committed to his craft.
I know.
I'm not saying that.
Right.
But that video.
What do you mean, dude? That's
that video.
That's great work.
That is great work. You know that's great work? Kentucky bluegrass.
Hey, Forrest Gump, you keeping this up?
Oh my goodness.
You know what?
Googling grass.
Jonnu Smith, football junkie. Tua, junkie food.
-1.
See what I'm saying? So right now,
that was good.
Look.
-1.
Also, there's no towel.
Wait, and look at it.
I don't think.
First of
Looks like
all,
he's holding onto a wristband or something.
Can I ask you a question?
That is a towel.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
What person on defense is that size?
No one. But it's just like,
so it's not even real.
nah, because it's like when
You just said it was a good exercise to be doing.
It is a good exercise. It doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, now I got Tobin's approval.
yeah, but like Travis the Towel Boy is probably doing that drill for him during OTAs. Like, we got it, Mr. Jonnu.
He sounds like that.
That's how every ball boy sounds.
Perennial ryegrass.
All I'm saying is,
Was it
all I'm saying is,
creeping bent grass? That's what.
Bluegrass.
I'm just saying, like, it's just, you don't like that as a fan, just as a fan, you don't like that. He gets up, he's watching Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on his couch.
I think
Of course he's watching that.
him catching a football
Mhm.
with Junebug hanging onto his arm
Mhm.
in this backyard, right?
Yeah, but it's
And getting credit for football activities in a 4x4 patch of grass.
it's double NW.
It's crazy. What? Don't, dude.
Sorry, what'd you say?
We about to go to break.
No, it's
It,
What did you say, Tobin?
I'll tell you right
I said it's double NW.
And what is that? I wish you guys can see Leroy.
Tackle him. He is.
Let me see
He's
if I can
gonna.
help.
He is gonna rush the edge right now. He is waiting on the ball snap. Hold on, I forget.
Say
I think it's blocked. No, double NW.
What's what's a double NW?
Is it worth it?
Nose.
Is it worth the bid?
Nose
Is it
not.
Is it worth the bid? Because I'm getting ready to take your ass out.
Never not working.
Oh God. Oh God.
WNW.
Double NW. Never not working.
Oh, Leroy.
Can I just tell you, it's too stupid. to
Tackle
even-
him.
It's too stupid to even.
Never not working.
I thought he said WNW.
No.
Double N.
W. Never not working. That's Jonnu Smith.
Kind of made up a letter.
No,
I
it's
was really excited
it's
to
just-
see something.
it's an abbreviation, you moron.
Wait, he's calling you a moron.
Bent
With it-
grass.
Instead of going NNW, it's double NW.
Mexican feather grass.
Dude, you see what you've done by showing that he's off on a grass hunt, right? She wants to see you get taken out.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to take you out.
Do it. Be about it.
And you said double NW.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were saying WN.
No.
Okay.
Minus
you-
one for hearing.
Get it, right? That's Jonnu
Minus
Smith.
one.
There's a lot of players never not.
You want to know why?
What?
2 N's in Jonnu.
Never not.
Please.
J-O.
Why do I look like a spot on the video?
J-O.
Well,
Why is it so dark?
Oh,
Why is it the sun?
no,
You look good.
no.
No,
We
it-
just have to clean your camera. It's not dark in here. It's very bright.
Well, we know, but on your way, is it because of the sun shining through?
You look good on my camera.
We can switch. We can
All
switch
right.
if you want.
No.
Mm.
Dude,
You're closer to Tobin here.
Your ass
is
is
wrong
grass.
with- what
Bluegrass.
what's wrong with you?
Grass shot.
He's good.
J-O double N-U.
At
Jonnu.
least he's working though, you know?
Everybody's
No,
working,
no,
dude.
It's
No,
not-
everyone's not working.
No. But it's not that
Buffalo
he's working.
grass.
He's never not working.
Never not working.
Double N.
Double N.
W.
Hmm.
Pause up.
Pause up, Papa.
Cat grass.
Never
I-
You don't want to use that abbreviation though. You want to know why? PU. Means he stinks, which he doesn't. Because you want to know why?
Why is that?
Double NW.
Double N W.
Because he's never not working.
I say you swap one of them. You swap one of them ends for A and jumble the words. We got a whole nother conversation.
Schmieden says, how about a double FU? Take a break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy. Take you guys up until 2 here on the program. Hey, your ticket to the summer is here. Live Nation's got $30 tickets to more than 1,000 shows. And to celebrate, we're giving you a chance to win tickets to 5 of those shows at the I Think Financial Amphitheater. Those shows include Hardy, The Offspring, Toto, Keisha,
Toto,
Pantera.
like Toto from the
Kesha?
80s.
Yeah.
Kesha?
Keisha. Keish.
So Toto
Hmm.
from the 80s,
Yeah.
From Africa.
Africa, the real, not the
Not the Pitbull version.
Ah.
yes.
Well, you know, it
Well,
is South Florida. Maybe.
the rains in Africa, and they were on the sands in Egypt.
It's like a weird. I mean, it's a great song, but it just seems like a
It
weird
didn't fit.
concept.
It didn't fit.
Very strange.
If you guys want to win tickets to these shows, it's easy to enter. Just go to WQM on the .com on the contest page. Enter right there, and you guys can win. For more info on how you guys could see those shows for just $30, go to livenation.com. Also got those Dirks Bentley tickets we'll give away before the end of today's show. I'm sorry for antagonizing you last segment.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
I am sorry. Why can't I
Yeah.
genuinely apologize for something?
No.
Sorry, at least you got
So-
relief on the break.
During the break.
What?
So
Wait, what?
No.
No. No.
What happened during the break?
So I go in there. He goes, "You didn't want no part of this break." Tobin was trying to use his French accent. I'm like, he's about as close to French as I am to German, like Schroeder. He goes, "Oh, German chocolate?" So,
What's your favorite?
so I just got like I couldn't shake it, so I just left.
Can I make you feel better?
Sure.
You want to hear somebody criticize Jimmy Butler?
Ooh. UD?
Close.
Better.
Yeah, better. though.
Wait.
D Wade.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh.
I told you what the whole thing was, is that the way Jimmy talked and his actions didn't match. And I don't care if you can't stand me. I don't care if you can't stand Pat. Right? I don't care if you don't like the organization. But what you did to your teammates is what I have a problem.
He's not even criticizing him for that. A little bit about the money, but he was criticizing his play. He was because remember we played that clip from him last week where he was live streaming and he was yelling at him for not even looking at the basket.
Right.
Well, he dove into a little bit more on his podcast on the Y Network, which hey, shout out to the repost on the Y Network. Thank you.
You got a repost?
I got a repost by them.
What,
That was very nice.
Was this from your?
Because I just
YouTube
thought it was
channel?
hilarious. He was doing his podcast casually holding his finals MVP trophy. I'm like, that is
Yeah,
a
that's
flex
cool.
if I've ever seen one. Just I'm
Yeah.
sitting back in my chair with my finals MVP trophy.
Wow.
So this was him criticizing Jimmy Butler's play against the Minnesota Timberwolves and why he's sick of Jimmy always passing the ball.
I think the thing with Jimmy is I didn't like the way he just approached the game. Like, I know Jimmy is a pass first guy. I know he's about getting his teammates the ball and want to see them shine. But it's a point where you're getting 60. This ain't working. You got to go.
Yep.
He won't look at the basket. And I've seen this before. I've seen it in the Heat jersey. And so, in a sense, like when Pat come out, Pat say, we didn't want to give you the extension. It's not always because of injury. Sometimes it's, I need to see what you're going to do in every moment, not just in one moment. We saw Jimmy in the bubble. He was off. He was a dog.
Yep.
I saw Jimmy in another finals too against the Denver Nuggets, and he did the exact same thing he did the other night. He did not look at the basket.
Right.
I don't want to see that. Like Jimmy Butler is too good of a basketball player to not have his imprint on the game. And sorry, sir, when it's time for you to take over, you just have to. And even if you can't do it from the standpoint of you ain't making no shots, I don't care.
All right.
Shoot.
Go to hell, ball.
It's bad offense. If you're not shooting, getting too close in that paint and not putting that ball up to that basket, that's bad offense when your team needs you to do it. Now, he does a great job of getting in there and getting his guys shots. But it's times where your guys have done all they can do, and you the guy.
Right.
You're Batman because Robin is out. I mean, you're Robin because Batman is whatever the hell.
Yeah. We get you. We get it.
Your moment. Yeah, it's your moment.
Yeah.
And that for me was the moment that I was looking for Jimmy to show why they made that trade for him.
I've been saying that for 2 years, that when you score 8 points in a quarter, don't somebody need to take over? Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, okay. So I ain't paying $60 million to that. That ain't $60 million. That ain't $60 million worth.
It's a hefty price.
When you pay $60 million, you need to know this: that when it gets to that moment in the game, I don't have to wonder if you're going to be the guy. Now, we all talk about playoff Jimmy. He's right. We talk about playoff Jimmy. We talk about this. We talk about, but do you really know when he's going to kick in? Because some nights he says, not tonight.
Doesn't feel it.
That's not, you're right. That's not $60 million.
Yeah, he did it like one time in the series. And it was that game where they blew it late.
Right. So no, And like he says, I'm not that kind of player. Oh, so you're saying you're not number one. You're saying you're not a Batman.
That to me was the oddest thing about all of it. You know, like that to me is I get it. You're going to play with Steph Curry, which, okay, it's Steph Curry. But like to go from it's that time, I'm playoff Jimmy, Jim VP, walks off the court against playoff series saying best player in the world, to then just being like, I'm so happy to be a Robin. Like, huh?
Right. You know what? You know what that sound like?
What is that?
I'm so happy I don't have to do as much as I did.
Yeah. Oh,
right.
What is that?
Which again is why
I don't like that.
All the reasons why Pat didn't want to pay him are the reasons he proved when he went to Golden State.
Here's a little bit more of D-Wade on the Y Network on his thoughts on Jimmy's series.
They're going to go as Jimmy goes. The game before when Kuminga had 30, Jimmy was hella aggressive.
Yeah,
and so it took attention off of Kuminga. Mm-hmm. So when Jimmy's not aggressive, he can't. Yeah. Kuminga can't just do it. He's not. He ain't got enough reps yet.
Not yet.
So when Jimmy decided to take his foot off the gas, it makes it hard on that young man.
Yeah.
Now he doing too much.
Yeah.
And so, get at the Jimmy.
What's up?
Don't do that. Get at the Jimmy. We got so much respect for Jimmy. Yeah, too much. We know who he is.
We know what he can do.
So when it's time, we want to see you do it. That's what makes you one of the greats in the game today. Right. And if you're not doing it in those moments, what's up?
Oof. Now you can't be the guy talking about what you are and pick and choose when you show up. Right? You look at Ant. You look at Halliburton. Right? If they go 10 for 30, they go and try to get it. There's been so many times in the last couple of years where you've seen the Heat and you go, let's go, Jimmy. You're the guy. Everybody's looking at you. And he says, I'm getting my guys involved. Well, you know what that is? That's 20 million assist guy. That ain't 60 million dude. Right? So, yeah. I get it. I've been saying that. So, it's nothing new.
But it is to hear from a guy who's like supposedly close to him.
I mean,
giving him the business.
But he's not giving him the business because what he said is accurate.
It is accurate, but
it's
normally
accurate. He didn't say it like, look, he didn't make fun of playoff Jimmy. He didn't say like I would have said it, right? He was explaining the issues he had with Jimmy Butler's game. And then what probably if Jimmy saw this, what probably rubs Jimmy the wrong way is that he's like, I can see why Pat didn't want to pay him, right? You don't need it sometimes. If I'm paying you that much money, I need it all the time. Jimmy didn't want to give it all the time. So we had an impasse here. Pat was at an impasse. Pat's like, we already got guys hurt. And then you not playing enough games.
Yeah, but now the Warriors thing is like, now you got these guys that are older. It's like, 60 million is always a hefty price. But now he's a hefty price for your number two.
He's not even is he honestly, the way he's been playing basketball, is that a number two? Can you count on him
not
for
in that conference?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Not in that, I mean, it was good to get through the regular season.
So even if they play, but
they're gonna get introduced to, missing 15 games before the All-Star break.
Right. Even if Jimmy had played on one side of the ball and said, you know what? I'm a lockdown Ant. Right?
Nah, he can't do that.
Right. Exactly. So the question is, what does he bring to the table? They didn't bring him for every now and then having a 30-point game. They didn't bring him for that. They didn't bring him to pick and choose what games he's going to decide to play or not. They brought him to be Jimmy Butler all the time.
Yeah, which had like some benefits for them to get there, but like it was the most ideal Jimmy Butler situation ever. Like I missed half the season, so I get to come in for this sprint.
And then for maybe 5 games, they asked him, "You need to be playoff Jimmy."
What do you think the frostiness started, Frog Boy?
Between you talking about the Heat and Jimmy Butler?
No,
or-
D Wade and Jimmy Butler.
You know what I was going to say?
It's not Frost.
It's not Frost.
That's not Frost.
It's not Frost.
Did he say anything wrong?
No, he didn't say anything inaccurate.
Okay. So
but you know these days,
Jimmy,
like nobody wants.
if you want to be a grown up, if you want to be a grown up, then you look at what he said and say he's right. But Jimmy's going to probably say something along the lines of, "I ain't worried about that. I'm in Golden State."
He's not going to say it. I don't think he's going to hear anything about it. I doubt he's probably going to be off in.
Well, that's because he don't have
Bora
you
Bora
questioning him.
somewhere.
Yeah.
If he had you question him, you say,
I definitely would ask him about that.
right.
But I can't.
And you get to stink out of it.
What do you mean, dude? Like, it's a completely reasonable question. I will still defend.
It is what-
First
no,
of all,
no.
Pat Riley took me off the hook. Okay, took me off the hook.
Mm-mm.
And second of all, it's a completely reasonable question to ask him if he spoke to Pat Riley. I mean, he can not answer. It's fine. It's his prerogative. But I mean, it's not like I'm not badgering him.
I'm not even faulting you for saying, "Did you talk to Pat Riley?" I'm saying this whole thing started when you said,
Stop doing that voice. That
Pat,
doesn't sound like
Pat.
sound
Jimmy
like
said, well, what do you think?
What do you think, JFig? You think the frostiness? Where do you think the frostiness started?
I think it started when he did a show for his statue ceremony.
I think it was before then. It had to be
Yeah.
before then.
Why before then?
Because
he didn't show
Wasn't
up.
he directing some of his speech towards him? Just a little
Yeah,
bit.
He definitely was alluding to this ain't gonna work at his speech.
Possibly there.
I mean, I don't think they were ever best
basically,
friends.
D Wade said there's a level of commitment to this organization that you need to have.
I think that. Do you think there's any part of D Wade that's embarrassed because like he's the reason Jimmy's here, like in a good way. Like I think like he
Same
thought
way
this was the
Jimmy
perfect-
felt when bringing Kyle in.
Oh, he should be embarrassed.
But I just think
Instead,
like certain times you have friends or people you know, and there's only one side you see, and you see the benefits side of it. And I could see how D Wade could say Jimmy would work in Miami.
It did
right?
work. It did work.
But
It just had
he
its-
doesn't see how it ended in Philly, how it ended in Chicago, how it ended in
I think you know what you've said about like the
Minnesota.
not showing up to work thing. Like, I think even for D Wade, what's the most D Wade's ever made for the Heat? 30 million.
Yeah.
So he made twice that,
right?
And he had another guaranteed year at that,
right?
And he goes, "I played for the minimum my last year. What?
Right.
What are you upset about?
Right.
What are you
That
upset about?
you're mad because they won't give you an extension that pays you 2 years from now. Yet this past year you have done absolutely nothing.
And you have a guaranteed year next year if you want it.
Right.
I'm positive they haven't spoken in over a year.
What?
I'm positive.
I don't think that's. I saw
No, I
them
don't
speak at
think
a
that's
game.
true, yeah.
I saw them speak at a game.
But that's
Casually,
just,
but I mean, like, a
that hey,
so that was like a little, hey, what's up?
Yeah,
bros?
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
real conversation.
Yeah.
Not so you don't think that they have gone to the Rusty Pelican? Nope.
No.
I don't think. I think it's been.
They have
twice.
not gotten to get
You saw how Jimmy
half moon
was.
empanadas.
have a nice Merlot.
I don't even think Jimmy's talked to Bam yet since the season has ended.
No, I don't think
you
that's
know.
happening.
So you see how Jimmy can be, and
Is he,
he's
you think he's still chilling at like? Is he at Big Face Coffee?
he's got to be.
No.
He's gotta
I haven't
stop.
checked his Instagram.
You
in a
think
long
he's
time.
down here?
No.
Right now. No.
Did that place close? Like, is it still
No,
open?
it's still open. My cousin went like a couple weeks ago.
Hey,
Now.
do you think
Wait till I get a hold of him.
if he comes back here,
Mhm.
he's going to get a warm welcome?
I don't think anybody's gonna bother him at his coffee shop.
Are you familiar with fans? New York fans just beat a guy over the head with garbage
Okay,
for wearing the Indiana jersey.
That would not happen.
I don't think
here,
that happened
Leroy.
here.
No, but I'm saying the pettiness
wouldn't
of
happen here.
fans.
Well, I can't imagine
Also,
Big.
if number one, he barely announces when he's here at that shop. it's usually afterwards. And also, if you're at the shop, you're kind of supporting him anyway. So
I don't think that shop's probably done well in business since he's left. I can't
Yeah,
imagine.
Right.
So
Is it still open?
it's still open.
as of right now, yeah, it says.
Can I go there today and get a macchiato?
Yeah, go
Closes
for it.
at 6.
Let us know.
Let's give him a call.
Somebody yesterday was drinking a green coffee.
Ugh.
Was
No,
it?
not for that. No, I don't
Yeah.
like that.
I'm like,
It's
what are
pretty
we
good.
doing?
I can lie to you, 3.1 rating on the Googles.
Is that good or bad?
It's not great.
No.
Not great.
Is
Is it
there
out of,
a
like-
joyless brew?
I really hope there is one.
Point for Tobin.
Schmeathan says Dwyane Wade made 196 million in his career. Jimmy made 213 million only in his time with the Miami Heat.
Yikes.
And he's got 120 still coming to him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Wait.
Wow.
That's
Wait.
rough.
You're making these faces. You do realize you wanted to pay him.
Not a problem anymore.
You see how he just finagles his way out? This whole thing is your fault. Huh.
I'm moving on to getting Zion.
Oh, my goodness. What is wrong with you?
Back after this. Roy. We got Panthers action tonight. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final gets going. Cats and Canes tonight. Speaking of the Canes, I saw they lost in baseball today. 12-2.
Yikes.
Yeesh.
A bit of a rocky season thus far.
That was the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
Oof.
But good milkshakes.
Hey, they always have that, dude. If no one's got us, Mark Light Shake's got us.
I'll take my son over there. He'll love that.
Let's get to, you know what you do with a milkshake?
What do you do?
You mix it on up,
Whoa!
Wait. Where's the milkshake?
We're talking about Mark Light Shakes. You know the famous milkshakes, the baseball games, JFig?
Yeah.
That's what we're referring to.
Disgusting sometimes.
What?
We're talking about those.
Sometimes they got crazy concoctions.
That's true.
That's just because they got the guts.
They got the guts.
Try some things out. You want to throw a chicken wing in a milkshake?
It's pretty gross.
You know what has a little bit too much for me sometimes? People who try to overdo Bloody Marys. Like there's a burger on top of my Bloody Mary now.
I don't like that.
Too much.
Too much.
No need for you to put a chicken wing in my Bloody Mary.
What?
Never had a fully loaded Bloody Mary before?
I also don't like when they have those milkshakes.
Hey,
and on top
I
of
don't
it,
like
they have
Bloody
big
Marys.
brownies or cake on top.
I don't like Bloody Marys.
No, that's disgusting. It's tomato juice and vodka.
I got to tell you, no, it's my uncle used to drink just the
mix?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
He's not with us anymore, is he?
No, he's not.
Doesn't seem healthy. I'm sorry, that Bloody Mary mix straight, dude.
Can I just say,
yeah,
you are not the epitome of a health.
No,
and you sit here telling somebody what.
Health, Marcos.
Right.
I'm a freak of nature, guys. I have recovered.
Yeah, you just one big ass frog.
And the WB.
So what do you got for us there, Froggy?
First item in the mix bag today comes from our least favorite couple on the internet. As we begin to wonder if Leroy will get an invite to the wedding, we will unpack some more Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson stuff.
Oh my God.
I kind of look forward to these stories now.
Did you guys hear about that email controversy?
Yeah, she had to be copied on all his emails.
Correct.
The old aren't very good with keeping track of their emails.
Yeah.
I actually didn't think that was that big a deal.
I mean,
Yes.
neither am I.
And Billiam, as we say, because we're all close with him, address that situation on the Pivot
The
podcast.
first things that came out was when North Carolina sent me emails saying, like, these people want to talk to you, these people want to talk to you, these people want to talk to you, these people want to talk to you. I sent back an email, can you please copy Jordan on these requests? Right? So that, she could at least, filter through them, because there was nobody. We didn't have a sports information guy. That was taken, because all emails are shared in publicly, that was taken as Jordan's running the sports information department.
Yes.
And
Gotcha.
that also led to the narrative, which is totally, she's not doing it. I mean, there was nobody that helped me sort them out. So I was asking her to do that.
Okay, I mean, the University of North Carolina not having a sports information department,
It's not.
seems a bit of a stretch.
Come on.
Unless they fired the football guy. But I also get she's like his media manager. Like that's basically what she is.
But you couldn't find an intern. You couldn't find someone who.
Wait a minute.
Tied into football.
Your future wife is 24 years old.
Yeah.
You think she want another intern in there?
Todd the intern.
That's fair. Oh yeah, exactly.
Or what about mixing business and pleasure? That's not. That doesn't.
Well,
either.
no.
Well, that's very
but-
clearly
but
a part where
the way
she
he-
is mixing the business and pleasure.
The way he says it, though, it did not seem like that big of a deal the way he was saying it. He just had her going through emails to kind of weed through all the requests.
Filter out.
Right? Yeah. He said everybody else gave it a title.
Mm-hmm.
He was just asking her, I was getting so many emails.
Well, when you coach at public university, you have access to their emails. You could just go to their directory.
Yeah.
But
Right.
most of the time, if I wanted to get whomever from the university,
You called
of Miami,
this, yeah.
you email the SID.
Well, that's what I did.
You know,
That's what I did. I had the contact and I called them and asked.
Which I'm just saying, it's odd that because Belichick's got like a media thing because he's such a big star. It's kind of like he's going to have stuff outside the University of North Carolina. Like he's not just going to go on the coach's show report in Charlotte.
Right.
He's going to get asked by CBS and all these people. And I think for that, she is kind of in charge of all of that.
Right.
She's a big reason. He said she's the reason he wrote the book. He did all those media deals, I think, because of her. So that's why I didn't find that weird. It seems like that's what her job is. Her job is to run his brand.
Something
scary. Yeah.
This is scary.
I mean,
he's got a brand now.
Can I just say this? Bill wouldn't look at it as him having a brand.
Of course
he would look at it as she's just helping me out because I don't have somebody doing it.
I understand. The old don't think they have a brand. He's Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick has a brand, Leroy. He's Bill Belichick. I know he doesn't think that, but I would look at him and I bet she's probably told him this and been like, you do have a brand. You're Bill Belichick. Like, what are you talking about? You're the greatest coach of all time. That's the brand.
Second greatest coach.
Shula.
There you go.
Think Shula's laughing at this one. He never had any love lost for
come on.
Apparently they're engaged.
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
That she claims. The New York Times came out today and said she told at least one person that they're engaged.
I don't trust it.
The New York Times? Plenty of people don't these days. You know what?
Fake news.
What else you got?
If you wore 260 pounds of pure muscle, first ballot Hall of Famer, and had more money than you could ever spend, would you miss going to work every day?
Yes.
What now?
Well, it's interesting.
I like my job.
If what?
If you were the epitome of a Greek god and very, very rich and retired in your 30s, would you miss going to work every day?
No,
Maybe
what we do
nothing
is
to
fun.
do.
Yeah, we still.
Yeah, well, screw you guys. If I get rich, I'm out of here.
Well, I mean, you just get another job, you're out of here.
Yeah, well, you want to
already know.
Yeah,
Sure,
you want,
makes
and
it,
also you should be rich. Like you should have a talk with somebody about that.
You know, my ankle is feeling a little sore today.
Hmm.
Aaron Donald recently
Monster.
said doesn't miss football. Surprisingly, the most violent man we knew doesn't miss
Or
football.
it's like playing football and things like that. It's like I don't miss it. Like I be thinking like, I don't even have the passion or the excitement to want to play football, right? I will always love football, but once you lose the passion to put the work in and play the game, then that's when it was time for me to walk away.
Yeah, I told you with me, I just didn't show up. I didn't care about all that. I'm like, I ain't feeling it.
All right, see him in December for a playoff run with the Rams.
Oh,
He's
okay.
33
Really?
years old.
Yeah.
Really?
Just messing around.
No, but if you could like skip all that stuff though, and they're like, oh, come on, Leroy.
Come on, AD.
They did.
Really? Like
They told me I could come and
yeah.
get healthy and come when you're healthy.
Yeah, and still you were like, nah.
No.
Once you're done,
Dude, I was limping when camp started.
Damn,
What is that rehab going to be like?
111 sacks.
no boot.
Huh?
111 sacks.
I know. I didn't have 111 touchdowns.
Yeah, a decent amount though.
Well, like 50
50
what?
something.
50 something.
50 something.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that's more
My
than-
last year was pretty good though.
Hmm?
500 yards and 10 touchdowns.
That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should have
Touchdown.
payroll banded it.
Huh?
Yeah.
That ain't my thing.
Gotta snuck another year in there.
That ain't my thing. That ain't my thing.
Should have Will
So
Fuller.
not but understanding why I didn't payroll bandit. Now ask me how I feel about Jimmy doing what he did. You see what I'm saying?
Not great.
It's the same
Right.
way Wade feels. Like, come on.
Right.
bro.
By the way, Jimmy's agent is now lashing out on Twitter.
Oh,
Why?
I've
Why
had enough
now?
of that guy.
Why? You got your man paid 60. You got your man paid 60 million a year to be third or fourth option. Good for you. What do you need to
You did a
brag
masterful
about?
job. Hey, Bernie, you did a
Right.
masterful job of agenting
Right.
throughout all of this. You made it seem like it was harmonious when it wasn't.
You got your buddy, you got your guy paid.
You got him
That's your
paid.
job.
But now he's held to too high a standard. Weren't you calling him I believe the quote was best in the world?
Yikes.
Best has a high standard, Bernie.
Yikes.
Best is a high standard. Do you want to know why? Because when you're the best, that's the highest standard. That's what the definition of best is.
But think about this. So
D-Wade's being mean on his podcast.
when
Jimmy B.
we're gonna watch Indiana and we're gonna watch Minnesota, and we're gonna watch the Knicks,
Mhm.
and we're gonna watch who is Minnesota playing. They're playing
Okay,
OKC, right? You're gonna see SGA, Ant-Man, Brunson, and Halliburton. No matter what, in order for those teams to win, they have to play well, right? We gave Jimmy so many excuses for so long because every time Jimmy would go out there and throw the ball around and not shoot, we'd be like, well, Tyler got to make that. Well, Bam's got to do this and all this stuff.
Does Jimmy's agent think the entirety of his life should be, well, he took Max Strus to the finals. Oh, bless his heart. Okay, sorry.
That's what you say. How many years you go back and say he got us to 2 finals?
He did, but like,
Okay, how long ago you gonna
but he definitely deserves criticism. I'm not here
okay.
to say Jimmy Butler's always above criticism. I've never said that.
Right.
And so, like, his agent being like mad at Dwyane Wade for being on his podcast and saying, oh, he had 11 undrafted guys on his team. Okay. Yeah. And did they suck? How much money did those guys make after that?
All of them got deals.
Were any of them out of the league, or do they all get paid very, very handsomely? As handsome as Max Strus.
Yep.
Kendrick Nunn is even balling overseas.
Come on, man. It's enough of this already. Take the criticism on the chin. You guys had an ugly exit. By the way, Steph Curry reportedly disgusted by the fact they couldn't win a game without him.
Wow.
You do with that what you will. You did a masterful job agenting. Did a great job. You did better at your job than he did at his job.
Ooh.
Yep.
But like you're gonna sit here and have an issue with D Wade saying the truth.
So,
and by the way, maybe you guys shouldn't have stayed at a ski lodge 40 minutes away from the finals against Denver. Maybe you would have been more tapped in.
How about Golden State lemon lawing his ass?
I don't think they could do that.
I know.
Damage is done.
I know, but listen. You got your guy paid. There's nothing you need to say.
Yeah. Laugh all the way to Cancun.
Tobin did, Luis. Tobin did flip.
Did I flip?
Me and you fought
Mhm.
at the beginning of this.
Mhm.
We fought tooth and nail about Jimmy.
I don't like to say that I flipped because it is what it is. Like we're just basically see the thing that's funny about it, and that this is the thing that his agent can't grasp. It's not, and the kids can't grasp this either. Growing up is being able to criticize things moment by moment. And that's the problem with today, is that you always feel like you have to stay on the same side of an argument. That's literally what has gotten us all into the place that we are as a society today, is that you can't take things for what they are in that moment, because dum-dums on the internet will say, you switched up, you flipped on us. No, dum-dum. If you were stupid here but awesome there, I'll say you're awesome there, and then if you were dumb, you're dumb. That's called holding people accountable. That's what that is. And some of you people need to get a grasp of that. You're right. I did say pay Jimmy. I have no apologies for feeling how I feel. But I will say, man, that looks like it would have been stupid. You want to know why? Because I can admit when I'm wrong. They call me Accountable Tobes.
You do?
They call me that.
I know.
What else do we have in the next bag?
You ran with that.
Oh, we had Aaron Donald, right?
Yeah.
Take a break.
Sounds good.
WQ
Let's get to headlines brought to you by Doral Volkswagen. At Doral Volkswagen, choose over 300 new Volkswagen models in stock, like the Tiguan, the Taos, and the Atlas. And remember, when it comes to Volkswagen, the great deals are at Doral Volkswagen. Couple of hockey notes. We got game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final tonight. Panthers, Hurricanes. 8 o'clock is your puck drop. You can hear that game right here on 560 WQAM. 7:30 is Panthers preview. Thanks again to Randy Moller for stopping by. If you guys missed that, we got that coming up for you here in about 20 minutes. Just
Wow.
there you go, you know. You guys are gonna love it, hockey heads.
Very insightful.
Couple of hockey notes here, by the way.
Ooh.
This is from Mike Russo of The Athletic.
Hmm.
He writes, the Panthers aren't too pleased that the NHL has set up their pre- and post-game news conference area literally in their gym. So naturally, Matthew Tkachuk started slamming the medicine ball against the wall the second Jordan Staal and Taylor Hall started their press conferences.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you guys talking? My bad. Just clanging and banging over here.
That's good.
Got to get this Tkachuk body right, you know?
Yeah.
Is that NNW?
You guys go on.
NNW?
Never not working.
Never not working.
Never not working, Matthew Tkachuk. We also have a rat.
Who's the rat now?
Who's that?
Anthony Stolars has spoken. It's exit media day for the Blue Leafs.
And he said he was fine.
And he said
He was healthy.
that Sam Bennett was the cause of my concussion.
Whoa!
Swear to God. He said, this is from Chris Johnston. Anthony Stolars confirms that he suffered a concussion in game 1, but doesn't believe the puck off the mask has anything to do with it. Says he was totally fine until the collision with Sam Bennett. Quote, he just caught me in a bad spot.
I mean,
well, they got their
how knocked out could you be if you remember everything?
Mm-hmm.
But he does say that he doesn't believe it was malicious.
It didn't look malicious.
Too late. They don't play the blame game, Stoley.
Just what the
Damage is
Leafs
done.
just what the Leafs fans needed is something to be angry about. Now they can turn their attention to Sam Bennett, although they're going to probably try and recruit him in the offseason.
That would be just hilarious.
It might happen.
Yeah.
He's going to get the bag. You know, first got to kick the Hurricanes' ass, of course. By order of the Peaky Blinders.
He does look like the brother.
He does. He looks like a Peaky Blinder.
Mhm.
He looks like a Peaky Blinder. That's what he looks like. Marlins will be back at it tonight. They continue their series with the Cubs. Fish kind of rolling right now. 6:40 is your first pitch tonight.
What a weird time.
What?
6:40.
Oh. Well, they want to get done earlier. The weekends, they make it later. I kind of like it. You're just really just going to eat that gnocchi, which I thought was Asian.
You got to eat it while it's fresh.
Is it good? Do you like it?
Yeah.
What is it?
Potato balls.
Potatoes.
Like
I didn't
little-
see. You know why? I didn't think Italians did potatoes.
That's all they do.
Nah, they do pasta. That's their thing.
And
Hi, sure.
specialize in potatoes.
I didn't think. I thought it was a pasta. I thought it was a noodle. I thought it was an Asian noodle. What is that? What am I thinking of?
Makes no sense. Probably poke or something.
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai.
Pad Thai. I don't like pad Thai.
You think you're better than me?
Thai?
Ramen.
Think you're better than me, dude?
Why?
No, not you.
Love pad
Him
Thai.
with his pad thai.
Pad Thai's
Did you know
delicious.
gnocchi was Italian?
Yeah, GNOC. You know what? Let me
Two
not
O's.
even embarrass myself.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I did know that.
CHI.
What, is there any Asian dish that sounds like that I'm thinking of? Why did I screw that up?
Yo.
Pokey.
Pokemon?
Poke bowl.
Poke bowl.
Poke
What's a
bowl.
poke bowl?
I think it's like rice.
Yeah,
No.
and then
Chicken.
sometimes it has also what's it called?
Pork belly.
Oh, pork belly.
Salmon?
That's good.
Is it salmon?
Salmon?
Yeah. Is
I
that
don't
what they
know.
put also? They put some sort of fish in there.
Best.
Tuna.
Pad Thai though.
Mm-hmm.
You're bougie. You know what you do? You get the bourbon chicken.
What about pad siu?
Bourbon chicken.
You didn't know
First
what
of
that
all,
was.
hey,
Yeah.
Nobody has bourbon chicken.
No, you get the bourbon chicken from the
Nobody eats
mall.
bourbon
the
chicken.
only way to have it is the food court and the mall.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
that's why
saying.
they always give it away as the free chicken.
Yeah, that's fair. And I'm questioning whether or not it's chicken, but damn, is it good?
Wow.
And you get that
Chicken
General
on the
So
stick.
chicken.
You never get the orange chicken as the free chicken. They're always like, oh, you
I
want
remember
that
one time
way,
saying,
that
"Ooh,
bourbon?"
Fon says, ooh, I want to get that bourbon chicken." I said, just lap around a couple of times, you'll get
Yeah,
full.
you'll get your fill.
Yeah.
Just on a few toothpicks.
You know, I did that the other day. I went to Publix and they happened to have sample day. And one of the sample ladies was giving me the stink eye.
Why?
Why? Because you tried to repeat?
God forbid I wanted one of her damn samples. It was a smoked bacon Gouda burger or something like that.
Those are
And she, first of all, she had a cover on it. And I'm like, all right, a little much. Gatekeeping the burger. And then I walked
So I
by.
think there's like a certain time that they're supposed to let it out.
What? Ma'am, it's
Sell by.
I'm not trying to talk to you, ma'am. I'm not trying to. I just want your little bacon burger, and I'll be on my way. And she was like questioning me, and then she wanted to have a conversation after. Like, it's in this aisle. I was already gone by then. Burger's gone. I'm gone. But yeah, man, gatekeeping her samples. How dare she?
Hey, I also get annoyed by people that go into Sam's on sample day.
You all right?
Yeah.
Why?
Sample, they just keep circling around getting samples.
I'm gonna let you gather yourself.
I'm good.
I'm gonna let you finish your
I'm good.
gnocchi.
I'm good. I'm good.
If you guys want to go to Dirk's Bentley right now, caller
Why can't it be just
number.
one Dirk? Why has got to
His
be
name is
Dirks?
Dirks. You want to be Nowitzki?
Why are you shaming his name now?
I'm not shaming
He's
his
a nice
name.
guy.
Talented.
He's not wrong. He's the only Dirks I know of. Most it's Dirk Nowitzki.
Spelled differently though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is spelled differently. If you guys want to go to Dirk's Bentley right now, caller number. What do you think, Froggy?
2.
Nope.
That's also his middle name, by the way.
Jennifer?
Dirks?
What
that?
caller number? I don't like. He wanted to get off
Number
the.
4.
All right. We'll let you off easy. You know what? Let's add him. Caller 6.
Yes!
Caller 6 to 305-567-0560. Caller 6 to 305-567-0560 will win a pair of tickets to see Dirk's Bentley. He is bringing his Broken Branches tour to the I Think Financial Amphitheater in June.
Dirks.
You guys can win right now. Caller 6 to 305-567-0560. Back after this.
It's a good song, right?
Yeah. Oh, no problem.
Okay.
What is this?
This is a New Year's song. I totally thought you were gonna rip me for this. It's like he's totally gonna rip me.
I don't want to keep ripping you for the same thing and not being prepared to start a segment because you've been talking to Leroy and JFig the entire time, not producing the show.
No, that's not
I don't
true.
feel the need to rip you all the time for not doing your
Okay,
job.
no
Like,
need.
you know,
Okay, all right.
you're going through a lot. I know that your leg really hurts, so
Appreciate it.
you being unprofessional all the
No,
time,
no,
like
no.
it's like getting mad at Jimmy Butler for missing games in November. Like you just kind of, I guess you beat me into accepting it. So if you're gonna pick terrible songs because you didn't prepare to start the segment correctly, how much more mad can I get? It'd be like mad at Julian Hill for continuing to get penalties. It's like he just does it. Like that's what I gotta accept. So Frog Boy, I know like we're gonna get 4 good songs a show because you're actually prepared to do it because you got tricked into hobnobbing by the Hobnob twins.
Whoa. We were actually all collectively talking about Jimmy Butler and Big Face Coffee. Okay, so technically we were
and
just
Greg,
doing
don't forget
show.
Greg. Oh,
And we were
blabbermouth
talking
at
to Greg, the winner of the
Greg?
tickets. To
So you guys just sat
WWE.
there interviewing Greg?
Just chatting it up.
that's
Greg
fine.
was like, I have
I don't
2
think he likes
G's
us
in my
anymore.
name. Ooh.
And then he started
Which
heckling.
also
him.
adds to my point of the unprofessionalism.
Unprofessional.
Wow. Dude, we do radio. This is a bonus.
You can't do radio with the microphone off.
True.
Well, he wasn't really talking, was
Yeah,
he?
you know, I
Was talking, Jennifer. You want to know why you couldn't hear him? Because his microphone was off.
I wasn't talking.
He was finishing his
I
gnocchi.
really don't think.
First of all, you're always talking.
Okay.
Second of all,
You're
you were.
lashing out.
The only reason I can hear you is because you're very loud. Your volume is very high. So thankfully I could hear you, but the audience couldn't. So he didn't pick a song. She didn't have the camera on you, and you didn't have your microphone
Okay,
on.
1 second. I cannot control his
The
camera.
3 amigos strike again.
I cannot control this man's camera,
Hey.
okay?
Yeah, but look at my hat.
Wow.
What?
That's a lot to
He's
take in
just
for
mad that
one
he
day.
didn't have gnocchi.
You wouldn't
A lot.
understand.
He says, yeah, he's mad that I didn't share my gnocchi with him.
I'm mad because I'm ignorant to gnocchi. I didn't know what it was.
Oh, let me tell you.
But you guys are crazy. If in the Family Feud, you think it's making top 10 Italian foods.
It definitely is.
No way. What?
No, it does. See, at
No
least
way.
you're normal with this.
That's crazy.
You're back.
Because he's
Gnocchi is a top 5.
Five.
Okay.
You are.
for people
high,
with
dude.
taste.
That's even
We
more
could go ask
ridiculous.
everybody in this building.
Italians.
Yes.
Italians.
No.
Or just we don't have Italians. Twitch
Call out
and
the-
YouTube.
Put out the bat signal, all
Yeah.
Italians.
Yeah. And Leroy,
And I'm gonna say this:
we prefer Italians.
Italians instead of Italians.
I don't know.
Hey, is gnocchi?
-1. Tobin built like gnocchi.
-1.
Really?
I'd be insulted if I knew what it
The
looked like.
old love gnocchi.
Hey, is gnocchi a top 5 food?
Italian food.
Italian food.
It's one of
No,
my top
obviously not.
favorites. So
You're nuts.
Dude, I'm
have
telling
my
you,
nuts.
the old
no-
love
like,
a gnocchi.
It's a niche.
You're the one
No,
Italian.
it's not.
It's like risotto.
No, it's not.
love
Risotto is
risotto.
delicious.
Yeah,
So
risotto is
good.
delicious. I've heard of risotto more than gnocchi.
Yeah. Okay, so look, I'm gonna give you 5 off the top. Ready?
Oh, look,
Let's go
it
easy.
finished number 4 on Chef Pencil's website.
What the hell is Chef
What is
Pencil?
Chef Pencil?
I don't know.
Get
Minus
outta here.
one. You,
That is
dude,
a minus
you
one.
got to do something for me. You got to
-1.
stop taking the chatter's word for it. They're just trolling you. You're easily got. Chef Pencil.
All right.
So, okay, you know what? So I Googled and AI gave me this. I put top 5 Italian dishes, pizza,
Hmm?
margarita pizza, actually. Because I was like, where's
Okay,
the
well,
comment?
that's already a stupid list.
It is stupid, right? And then it's spaghetti,
Wait,
carbonara.
What is that?
Why did you say it like that?
That's strange.
I don't know.
Why did she all of a sudden start talking about
Lasagna, risotto, and
Yeah, for
tiramisu.
sure.
What'd you say? What were the final ones?
Risotto,
I heard risotto, lasagna.
tiramisu.
And what was the other one?
tiramisu, which I do not
Carbonara.
like?
It's a dessert. That
Okay,
doesn't count.
well, what are we talking? There's no ravioli. There's no fettuccine. There's no
That's-
cannoli. There's no calamari.
I don't
there's
even
no
think of
chicken
the
parm.
like. Listen, I don't want to get into a stereotype thing
What
here,
about top 10?
but you know, this is my section of 23andMe, so I'm good.
Cool.
Oh my god.
He's clear.
I don't think of the Italians and potatoes. I think of the Irish and
Yeah,
potatoes.
for sure.
You know, they had a famous famine.
So, did they? So yeah, which one of these items has potatoes or potatoes?
None of them except for Noki.
That's strange. Yeah, no.
I'm
get
like,
outta here.
come on.
I get a little side of gnocchi with veal parm.
Veal parm also ahead of gnocchi on
Yeah, any parm is higher than Noki.
Yeah, it's true.
Veal?
Not eggplant parm.
Gelato is
Even I would rather have
eggplant-
I would
eggplant
rather no,
parm
I would
can
rather
kick
I would
rocks.
rather have eggplant parm than Noki
for sure.
Yeah.
Italian ice over gnocchi.
Agreed.
Are you? I don't think
That's
you understand.
crazy.
You're crazy time.
Sure.
What's wrong with you?
I'll tell you, pepperoni. Give me a pepperoncini.
The Maple Leafs had a side of chokey.
That's good.
No, I just like look. I'm happy you enjoy it. I'm no judgment. I just think you guys are overrating the number of people that would say that's a top 5 Italian dish.
You know those chocolate mints you get at Olive Garden?
Marcos?
That's over gnocchi.
Really?
Did you just make it a DJ, Steve Gnocchi?
Aoki.
Maybe that's why I got confused. This entire time, I was like, "What?
That guy likes cake.
What?
He likes cake.
You have talked to people who have
Steve
eaten Italian
Aoki?
outside of Olive Garden.
I don't think, but like seriously,
When you're here, your family.
I'm sure there's a weirdo every now and then that comes along with like, that doesn't even look like a meal. It looks like an appetizer almost.
What?
What?
Looks like
You-
larva.
You wouldn't be able to get through that whole thing.
Okay, dude, let's not say things. We
Dude,
can't take
it's
back.
filling. It's very filling.
I feel like he definitely would.
Well,
Trust me, my level of filling is different from yours.
Can I just tell you? I've seen this guy go to work at a buffet. Let me tell you. I went in there with one attitude and one mindset. Swiped our little card.
Mhm.
I went in. I looked at Tobin. We made eye contact. We dapped each other up and say, "We winning today."
Let's make him hurt. But that wasn't before he went behind somebody and who was going to the salad bar.
No, wait, no.
And he just goes,
So it was a big dude, right? And
Some people enjoy the
And
taste, Leroy.
to go get the barbecue, we didn't even know they had barbecue. It was back in the cut.
sneaky
back,
corner.
Right. So time we saw the other guy, he came back to go to the barbecue. And I was like, who are you kidding with that salad? Go ahead on and get the barbecue. Put that salad down. And then when I saw him at the table, the salad was just sitting there for show. He ain't touch it. So I was right.
You didn't have to call him
Because he
out on
probably
it.
shamed him and he got embarrassed.
No,
or
if
something,
anything,
and
I
that's why he
shamed him
didn't touch
to
it.
eat the salad. So he could say, see, I ate my salad.
You said, who you fooling?
Yeah, right. He wasn't fooling me, and he clearly wasn't
Maybe
fooling
the
himself.
salad was too salty because his tears went all over it
No.
after you insulted him.
Solana says, I want to put my head through a wall listening to Tobin mispronounce and disrespect Gnocchi. How do you pronounce it? Gnocchi?
Gnocchi.
Gnocchi?
No.
Here's the thing, though. Like, look, I'm not saying it's not good. I'm just saying it's not a top 10 Italian food. It's
Sure it
ridiculous.
is.
It's not.
No
It's
way.
silly.
Italian herb and
called me
cheese
the
bread
buffet
from Subway.
sensei.
It is legit. Like, it's the Alec Burks of Italian foods.
Ooh,
No.
10th man.
Yeah, for sure.
What?
Yeah.
For sure. Not even 10th. I wouldn't even give it.
What?
Yeah.
I would.
It's
listen,
basically the
I would eat gnocchi
Sioux Falls
before I-
Skyforce.
Before I ate
You
tiramisu.
guys cannot be rating things when you guys don't even like cilantro. So
Cilantro's good.
I think that puts me more in qualification to rank things.
No.
You ruined
I'm
tacos
not-
with that.
Hold on.
No.
First of all, we're
I
not
enhance-
celebrating
I
spice.
enhance. How is
Or-
that a spice?
It's grass. It's basically.
Yeah, call me when you can hop around like a rabbit.
Hmm.
It's ridiculous.
I can do it right now.
Randy Moller, broadcasting legend, Florida Panthers legend. The Eastern Conference Final begins tonight. So he talks to us next. tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Final. Florida Panthers taking on the Carolina Hurricanes. Puck drops at 8 o'clock. You can hear that right here on 560 WQAM. Panthers preview gets going at 7:30. But if you kick back on your couch, you want to watch a little pregame action, Randy Moller, Steve Goldstein, and the entire crew with Script Sports will get you going before they flip on over to the national coverage, and you guys can check that on out as well. If you guys want to get your Panthers local pregame coverage, check that on out. And we're going to talk right now to the great Randy Moller on the Toyota of Hollywood guest line. Shop over 2,000 Toyotas on sale at one location, Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood and Sheridan, and toyotaofhollywood.com. Randy Moller, kind enough to join us there. Hello, Randy. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, guys. Yep, it's going to be an exciting night tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Quick turnaround. Panthers winning Game 7 in Toronto, go right to Carolina, and get ready to hopefully to blitz the Hurricanes and see if they can win this first game of this 7-game series.
Randy, how much do you think, like having that knowledge of facing them a couple of years ago, obviously little pieces change, but you know, the Panthers, a lot of the core is still there. Tkachuk had an awesome series a couple of years ago. How much of that matters, do you think, going into this one, as far as just having any mental edge? Does any of that stuff carry over?
I don't think so, guys. There's changes on both teams. Yeah, the cores are there, but you can't. You just can't compare from last year or even the year before, and that. Carolina's a strong club. They're fast, they're physical. There's a lot of similarities between the Panthers and Carolina. They play a fast game, a physical game. They both have great special teams. So that's going to be an interesting side note on this series. Who's going to win the special teams? Because a lot of times that can determine the outcome of the game. Panthers obviously have the edge if you go historically of the goaltending, with Sergei Bobrovsky as being all-world right now and the future Hall of Famer. But Freddie Anderson, their number one goaltender, the big question with them is if he can stay healthy. He's had health issues over the last number of years, but he's played extremely well for Carolina, and one of the big reasons why they've only played 10 games in the first 2 rounds and that. So both teams seem like they're healthy, they're fresh, they're ready to go. I just give the edge to the Florida Panthers here because of the production that they're getting on all 4 lines. When you've got a third line, the Lundell line, which so-called third line, they'd be a top liner at no less than a second line on 30 other teams in the NHL. When you're getting production, 11 goals over 33 points from that third line so far in the playoffs with Lundell, Marchand, and Loisterin. Loisterin's leading all players with even strength points in the playoffs so far, and that teams just can't stack up to that. When you're running out, the Carolina Hurricanes, their big line with Sebastian Aho and obviously Jarvis and Svechnikov, who's got 8 goals so far, so he's really blazing hot. But then you get the Barkov line, then it's the Bennett line, then it's the Lundell line, and the fourth line with Gadjevich and Greer and Nosek. I mean, they chipped in a few goals and have played very physical. It's very difficult for teams to stack up. And over a long series, a 7-game series, the way the Panthers play, they're relentless. They just keep coming. The physicality eventually wears out the opposition's defense. We saw that against Tampa. We saw it against Toronto. In a 7-game series, it's very tough if the Panthers keep that energy level up, the physicality up, and they spread out the offense. Seems like, guys, every game so far in the playoffs that the Panthers have won, there's been a different hero on this team. That just shows the depth and the balance that they have.
It's been amazing. That third line with Marchand coming in, is it Etu and Anton? Do they just have a style that can blend with anybody, Randy? Like, why did that chemistry sync so well with not that much time with each other?
Yeah, and we saw it. A couple of years ago when remember Reinhardt played with Lundell and Loisterin, and they had quite a bit of success as well. That's the reason why, and it raised a lot of eyebrows around the NHL guys, and we all saw it, and we were all surprised. There was nobody that thought they saw this coming. The Panthers when they had an opportunity to get a Brad Marchand, who's been an arch enemy of the Florida Panthers and every team in the NHL for that fact, when they get an opportunity, they knew exactly what they were getting. They knew exactly where they wanted him to play. And it's the same thing with Seth Jones. Look how well he has played. They saw a player that was unhappy in a situation. They knew the talent. They felt they were very confident in their homework, both with Marchand and with Seth Jones, that these players would come in and fit into the culture of the Florida Panthers and what they built here in that locker room. And I thought it was interesting. Nate Schmidt had that comment, yesterday or the day before, when asked about, the culture of the team and that. He said it was like a preseason game number 2, and I tried to do something in the neutral zone or whatever, and had Barkov and Reinhart basically coming up to him and saying, "We don't do that here. We don't do that on this team." So there's a culture that's been built here, guys, and for the players, hats off to Bill Zito and his hockey operations staff to recognize and to have the cojones to go out and pay a price and get a Seth Jones and go out and pay a price to get a Brad Marchand. But they're exactly what the Panthers were looking for, to give them even more juice. This is all about winning Stanley Cups, guys. It's not about making playoffs and having a so-so year and that kind of stuff. This team is geared now. They want to win. They know that the window is not big, but they're in the wheelhouse right now. Most of their players are in their late 20s, the core players, late 20s, 30 years old. So they've got a window here. If they continue to build and add the assets, they can do it. It's not just you and I, us three, talking about the Florida Panthers. It's all around the league, the accolades that they get for how they build this team and what the culture's like and how they play. And they're just so resistant of ups and downs and that. If they play the way they can and they have that energy and that what they've shown the first two rounds, they obviously the experts have picked them to be the favorites in this series, and I agree.
Randy, as a newcomer to like hockey, I've watched hockey but never really gotten into it. When you see the depth on this team, I try to think of other sports, and in other sports, the stars have to shine, right? On this team, it seems like the stars just need to play their part and take advantage of the opportunities or whatever. But have you ever seen a team, and I can think about any sport, like we said the Boston Celtics were deep. They're at home right now, right? I've never seen a team in any sport that's this deep where you don't have a problem with any line that's in the game at that given time. I can't. Have you seen another hockey team like this? Because I can't think of one, and because I haven't been in a hockey, I can't say it. I've never seen it. Yeah.
It's you got to go back a number of years to see or experience a team that is so solid, and I think it gets overlooked, guys, as well. The Panthers, whether it's the Barkov, Bennett, Lundell, or the fourth line, which is interchangeable. We've seen that already, and that's what shows you that you have strong depth is when you can, Evan Rodriguez goes out, they put in Boquist on the top line, he scores a goal and helps the Panthers win. We see this, and they play the same way. That's the point I was trying to make. It's the same system, same forecheck. It's a mix of skill and physicality. They all finish their checks. You don't have two what you call fancy dancy lines out there, all offense and not caring about defense at all. All four lines can score. All four lines can check. When you've got Barkov and Reinhart on the same line and both are Selke nominees as the best defensive forwards, that's saying a lot. The NHL has never seen that before. So the way they built this team, and you just knock on wood, guys, that the team stays healthy. It's a grind. There's nothing like NHL playoff hockey. It's the longest, grueling tournament in all of sports, and the demands that's put on their body and the emotional ups and downs and that. The Panthers have experience now of being in the finals, going back. They've been to the finals twice, and they expect to be in the finals again. They've got the experience, the little hiccups that happen along the way, and we've seen it where, maybe the offense kind of goes south or the power play and that. They just muscle their way through it, and they turn that adversity into, a little bit of motivation, and all of a sudden the next game they come out just flying again. They're going to have an off game. There's nobody's going to sweep. I don't think there's going to be anybody sweep in this series, and that they're going to face some adversities and maybe a hot goaltender along the way here and that. But that's what makes the game and what makes it so special. And this Panthers team, as we've just been talking about, they're built to handle that adversity, the little bits of ups and downs. And Paul Maurice and his coaching staff, you guys listen to him, his post-game press conferences and off-day press conference, whether the team wins or loses, it's a process. They don't get too high. They don't get too low. It's very low-keyed and workman's like attitude. They trust each other. They trust the system, the team, and they just go out there and try and execute and basically beat the wheels off of the teams physically. And it just takes a toll in Game 6 and Game 7.
Yeah, my favorite guy, Randy, with that has become, and I've referred to him as a polar bear on skates, is Nico Mikkola. He's so terrifying, Randy. I don't understand why anybody would want to go up against him. What is the art that he has of pinning somebody up against the boards? Because it feels like when he wants to do that to you, or even just control the puck to kill time, no one's going to mess with him.
You can't teach size and strength. That is pretty well a God-given attribute. And then you can add the skill and the confidence in that. And that's, I think, a big thing is the Panthers play with quite a bit of swagger. They're confident in each other. They're confident in their individual skill sets. And it's all about what you can bring to the team. Don't try and do everything. And a perfect example, guys, you talk about, Mikkola. But like Seth Jones came from an organization in Chicago, which is rebuilding. They were losing, 6 out of every 7 games. And he was asked to do everything. Play Superman on defense, be Superman on offense, lead the rush, quarterback the power play, do this, play 35 minutes a night. He doesn't have to do that here. And it took him a little adjustment. It's okay just to have a normal shift, move the puck, come up the ice, make a good defensive play, and then change. He doesn't have to be the Superman on this team. There's enough depth. You got the Ekblads and the Forslings, and as you mentioned, the Mikkola and Kulikov. I mean, they're so solid back on the fence that you're seeing right now, like Gustav Forsling. His minutes are down as well because they have the confidence of playing 6 defense against any line. The other thing that stands out as well, historically, you talk about series and you talk about, the Panthers are they don't have the last change in Carolina the first 2 games because of the visiting team. They don't have about matching lines. Paul Maurice doesn't care about matching lines. You can throw out any line. You want to play the Aho line against the Lundell line? That's fine. You want to play it against the Bennett line? That's fine. You want to play against Barkov's line? That's fine. And that is the swagger and the confidence that this team has in each other and each playing well and being responsible with and without the puck. So I haven't said all that. It's all about execution and it's the mindset and that, and you just hope that the Panthers are ready to go. Might be the toughest building to play in is in Carolina. The way that rink is set up and their fans, and they tailgate 2 hours before they open up the doors, so they're well greased up, as you know what I'm talking about. When they get in there, and that's why Carolina, they've won every home game in the playoffs. It is so tough to win there, and the Panthers have experienced that. Even though they won the 2 games in Carolina the last time they met in the playoffs, they were 1-goal games, and it was, if it was Tkachuk with the 2 overtime winners and that, it's going to be a tough sled. The first couple of games, the emotions, Carolina will be ready. Their fans will be ready. And it's up to the Panthers to use that experience and that poise to make sure that they're ready to go.
He's Randy Moller. Catch him, Steve Goldstein, the whole crew on Script Sports Night at 7:30. You go, of course, also listen to that game right here on 560 WQM. Thanks for the time, Randy. Appreciate it.
Randy.
Okay, guys. Anytime. Yep. Have a great day.